Everyone, welcome to another film club where we've got a bit of mash, and I'm here as always joined by Hawkeye Sandy and Hop Lips Jay. How are you two?
I feel like that. I love it.
I'm good. No complaints.
Sandy, how are you?
Having a good week, but boy, I wish we'd see a little bit of sun over here. Hoping for a little sun break later in the week.
Yeah, all good. So we got another 1970s. We've this two in a row, 1970, 1971. That's it. And then me and Sandy are going to have a surprise. We're going to have Jay's pick after 2020 that we're in the dark of. So hold on for that. There could be some rotters or there could be some great ones that you throw out there, Jay. So we're waiting. We're waiting.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. And just as we left, the Caps the Caps lost against Bruins 2-1.
Yeah,
so
boo.
unlucky Sandy. Boo. There we go. But MASH, Sandy. MASH. What? There's two MASHes, but this is 1970s film MASH.
There's two MASHes, and there was a book, but I didn't read the book. Right now don't have time, unfortunately, to add any other books to my bag of books right now. But yeah, this was the film in 1970 based on the book from 1968, spawning a television series that was just, truly an epic television series, 11 seasons. And I think I was the one to put this on the list. And I think what, appealed to me being interested in history was, similar to what we talked about with Dirty Harry, kind of capturing the time that it was filmed in. This film, although portraying the Korean War 20 years prior, it was heavily influenced by the United States being involved in the Vietnam conflict. And so I, was really interested in a film that just doesn't have a clear plot. It doesn't have a deep story. It is just giving you little slices of life among the men and women who served at a mobile army surgical hospital in Korea. And I obviously didn't watch the film when it was out, wasn't around, but remember the television show being on reruns and also kind of studying it in high school. I remember history courses talking about some of the episodes of MASH and things that were happening, because the Korean War is pretty much in American school at that time. You got to World War II and you ran out of time, and the school year was over. And then the next year you started again with the revolution, and you didn't ever get to Korea or Vietnam. And so I did have teachers that were interested in making sure we knew that part of our history. And many of us had, perhaps fathers or uncles who fought in Korea. And so I thought this was really interesting, and a really interesting way to convey probably a fuller picture of life in such a unit, not just the serious side, not just a particular story, but, kind of blending the goofiness of human nature with the incredible seriousness and sadness of war.
And also it gives I know it gives goofiness, but sometimes that's what the military have to do to fight off boredom.
Yeah.
So I do like that. The aspect to it, especially being served, is like sometimes you just need that. You just need to have a play around, because if everything else is going full throttle, yeah, you kind of need to have some a bit of levity. Let's say that. That's
Hmm.
things. But I do like how I it's quite quirky how it starts with a very let's say the music behind a very like subtle, very mellow, not dramatic music, but about suicide. Like
Yeah.
it's amazing. And then you've got, of course, I'm sorry guys, I don't know the helicopter, but literally, yeah, a casualty being brought into the MASH unit. It's it's quite a different opening that you would normally get. It's literally it's not over dramatic. It's just we're bringing a helicopter to the base. So I think they kind of wind that up very well. But like, yeah, you have these things. Oh, what a list of people there! What a list: Donald Sullivan, Elliott, Gould, and Tom Sherrick. So
Yeah.
it's
And then
like
we
that.
get Robert Duvall a little
Yeah,
bit.
Robert Duvall. Yeah, well, if we did
Quite
this,
a
if
cast.
we didn't have a little break, we would have hit right on when he the day before he passed. I think it was
Yeah.
like So it would have been but yeah, but we get MASH. But there's 2 points to this, and there's. I think it's going to be quite hard not to refer sometimes to the show because we've both seen the show.
Yeah.
It's like let's get through that a little bit. So we get the casualties, but how they do, and I wonder it had to be post because there's a lot of scenes that are a bit too, they're quiet and very serious. They're like something's happening, and how they get away with it to up it to a comedy stance, I suppose you want to call it that, or a goofy film is they have the tannoy.
Well,
How
and
can we
that's
do this with
also,
the tannoy?
but that's also kind of the when I talk about it not having a clear plot, there's not really the film is not a narrative film of one story. It has a unifying thing at the beginning and the end, but the loudspeaker, as you call a tannoy, is actually kind of the narrator a
Mm.
little bit through the film. It is the common voice that lets you know that a scene is changing, that lets you know, attention all personnel, incoming wounded. I think everyone who's seen the MASH television show in reruns, you have that on autoplay in your mind. Attention all personnel, incoming wounded. Because you heard that over and over again. But then it's, hey, we've got a film tonight, and the film is this, or it's kind of that bridge between the scenes. It's a little bit of a narrator.
Okay, well, there you go. A bit of things. According to my uncle, this movie was pretty much what MASH units was like. I'm guessing, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, you had
I
these
can
units
see
on
it.
the front lines, right? Very, very close to the front line, right? You had medics on the front line. You had the evac helicopters and the jeeps to get the wounded to these mobile. The M is mobile. They would move around. They would move around as the front lines changed, right? To be close to the front, 2 or 3 miles from the front. Obviously, in the television show, they're in the same spot for 11 seasons. Probably wasn't accurate.
Mm.
And then they would just patch them up enough to keep them alive to get them to an evac hospital or to get to a Navy ship, for better treatment. So the job here was just to keep them alive, stitch and fix and send them along. And the kind of quiet, chaotic organization, that's an oxymoron, but over time, in the real history of these places, in the midst of chaos, in the midst of war and bombs dropping, they all focused on their duties, and got the job done. And I think here that also is portrayed very well, from kind of the silly moments into being very serious and almost mechanical, into the operating room becomes kind of
Mm.
the mechanical place. Okay, we're in the operating room, and we can still be a little silly in the operating room, but we know what we're here to do. I think the film does a really good job with that as well. I'm sorry, we're leaning into and I thought about this before today, because there's not really a narrative story. There's just time passing, and I think that's the best way to kind of walk through the film. I thought to myself, we're going to lean into really talking about and reviewing the film, because we're not talking about an intricate storyline. There's really not one here. It's more of, little scenes and vignettes around the same characters.
Yeah. I say it's the placeholder of the MASH unit Korean War is just there to hold really for comedy moments, I suppose you want to call it that, a little bit. And I think I said to Jay, the best, because Jay, you've seen kind of, I suppose, episodes now and again of the MASH series, but you hadn't seen the film. And I was like, the best way to explain it is like Porky's. But
that checked out pretty much while watching it. It felt a lot like that kind of, because Porky's was 70s, right? I want to say it was somewhere in the 70s. So it was definitely that kind of raunchy 70s humor for sure.
Yeah, you don't need a story. It's just you're just
it's
there to
just things happening.
Yeah,
a lot of jokes flying at you.
Yeah, the characters are the characters, and you're just following them. And I think, I said that already. I'm going to mention the series has got more time to flesh out the characters.
Yeah,
where this one they're just the instruments to the next joke or the next series of events. But we got, let's say, what's his name? Oh, the dentist there. We got the officer. We got Radar. Painless. That's it. Yeah. We get like that.
Now, Radar, the only character from the film to be in the television series. I think there were some backup characters that made their way into the television series, but the only actor, I'm sorry, not character, the only actor.
Oh, no kidding.
To make his way into the television series. Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be most of them probably that. But then we get Donald Sutherland. I do like this. We're just going to talk. Yeah, we're just going to have a little rundown of the of people going from the Vietnam War to kind of the, as we say, Korean War. And then, we're going to go. And then I'm going to go. Yeah, we will go. A forgotten war, as I
well, that was say. The MacArthur's, old soldiers never die. They just fade away. But this film actually gets the quote correct, because that's a misquote. It's often misquoted. So I like that this film gets the quote correct.
That's it. But we get,
hey, Johnny, nice to see you. Daryl, how are you?
Yes. But we get Donald Sutherland, another past and things like that, who plays Hawkeye Pierce. He's one of the top surgeons. He's going to take a Jeep, and you don't. And what this? I'm guessing he's going to be a sergeant. You might be an officer. This is my base. You do not take that Jeep. Okay, that's it. Until I forgot his name. Duke turns up.
So Duke comes along and thinks he's the driver. Thinks that Hawkeye's the driver, and he just rolls with it. It's like, okay, just.
And I like this because even when
get out of here.
It's a joke, because you straight away it's going to be a joke, like a movie. Even if you think it might be serious, is when you get them kind of start to have a fight, because he's literally he's nicked the cab, and they're rolling around on the floor. Then of course they're going to the base. So you kind of know. Get the MPs. The MPs can start then arresting the sergeant because they get a tire. So you kind of know straight away it's going to be a funny thing. Oh,
but you know what?
Jay. We've lost Jay.
I will say, so this goes way back. I am going to throw in some history, even though I didn't read the book, so I'm not going to say in the book. I am going to say in history, if you were responsible for losing a piece of equipment, you were billed for it. Going back to the United States Civil War, and in a very famous battle at New Market in Virginia, my ancestor was on an artillery unit, Snow's battery, up on a hill. The Union was losing. They were losing artillery. They were being overrun by the Confederates, including the young students of the Virginia Military Institute. And what the soldiers feared the most was losing a gun, losing a cannon, because they knew they were going to be billed for it. And so the Confederates did capture a few of the guns, and the unit commander got the bill. Now, he successfully, challenged the bill and said, hey, hello, we were overrun by Confederates. I just didn't misplace this cannon. But same thing for Jeeps, that, individuals could be held accountable for losing government equipment, no matter how big or small. And so that's why they got in the fist fight, because someone was going to be held accountable and billed for that Jeep.
there we get. So they're on their way to the MASH unit, and I like how everybody's just, meh, who's that? Like that? What's that going on? And everybody's, they're hot-blooded men. I'm guessing is the way they've got. Like they're all a little bit horny. Let's say that in the most polite thing, because they're just. Oh,
they're young,
you know. Yeah. Yeah, they're away. So yeah, everybody catches their eyes. Let's say that, and even we've got what's the commanding officer,
Colonel Blake.
Colonel Blake. He's just like, meh. Yeah, who's that? Oh, do you know him? No, I don't know him. Oh, that's a shame. They must be just eating the food. It's just like so blasé about the whole situation. Whereas they just go, we're not gonna, go to our command officer. We're gonna get some food and go straight to the women. And that's our best bet. So yeah, we kind of know straight away until the commanding officer kind of has a go at him. But it's so like blasé of like, oh, you're Hawkeye, Pierce. Yes, you stole a vehicle. No, I didn't. It's sitting out there.
It's right there.
Well it's just right there. Oh no, well done.
And Radar and Colonel, and you start.
Yeah.
This is where you first see that Radar gets his name because he can sort of predict the future, right? He can tell you what you're going to say before you say it. And he's like, they both say at the same time. Blake says, Radar, why don't we change the number on that Jeep? And Radar saying, sir, let's change the number on that. They're going to change the license number or the serial number on the Jeep.
Yeah. I like that they even then played still out right at the end as well. When he goes, did he just steal our Jeep? No, that's the one he came on. Oh, that's okay.
At the end, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's okay. It's like silly, but yeah, it's so like, I think it is. It's just, I think you're right. It's just goofy. It's not slapstick. It's just goofy comedy, I suppose. Yeah, it's just you know where you're going. You're in a serious situation, and there should be people like there's people dying around him. We're at war, and it's just like, hey everyone. It's like even when they introduce everyone, it's just like they're all just a bit. Trying to get their own word in, and everybody's ignoring everybody else, whilst the other ones are trying to have, a level of "Hi, how are you?" kind of moment. And yeah, it's
and you got to think, people are coming in and out in this real life situation. So I think the film does a good job of letting you get to know so many different characters, because sometimes in a film like this, you have the main characters, but there are other characters kind of coming in and out, 7 or 8 of them, and they're all in the same uniform, literally. But I think the film does a good job of distinguishing each character so that you don't get confused about who is who. Now, the director of this film, Robert Altman, he did not like the television series. He thought it lacked the tone of the film, which is true. I actually like the television series because it was able to develop each character more fully over time. And one of the characters, and you've shown 2 photos now in a row, kind of with the Father Mulcahy character coming in, played by Rene Auberjonois. I like how his character was used in the television series. There were so many themes about, when you're in the middle of the horror of war and you question the existence of God or the purpose of God, or, why, how could God let, a benevolent God let something like this happen? And I think the Father Mulcahy character was so important in the television series. He was also a real human, and he had his own real human moments of doubt. There obviously wasn't enough time in this film to do this, but the few moments when Father Mulcahy was used here, I think you do get a few of those little elements of, you're in this horrible situation. They're showing very graphic scenes in the operating room, and, people are hurt and dying. And then you've got this priest in his way trying to make everything all better. But you could tell, even in these small scenes, that he's also questioning his purpose, like, why am I here? And you do get more of that in the television series.
Interactions, and so we get it's back to everybody's off, and it just every woman they meet is like that. Can I quickly? It's the first person to speak to a woman is going to get laid. That's
You've also got kind of the in this film, this is where it probably does diverge from the Korea a little bit, because that's more of a I would interpret that as more of a swinging 60s thing versus a 1953 thing. So I don't know, but boys will be boys, girls will be girls. I don't know. I just kind of the attitudes
I
felt
don't
a
know.
little more like the 60s
I'm guessing,
attitudes.
I don't know, the military probably hasn't changed for most military units.
Probably not. No,
like,
human beings.
Yeah,
fair enough, right?
Yeah, you're like, oh no, what? There's let's say it's not just the men are horny when they get to this situation. There's like that, and especially and it's not just by country, let's say that, or what units. It's literally, oh no, it's run away quickly, save yourself sometimes. But yeah, they get their get to their things, and then we get the late Robert Duvall, who is playing Major Frank Burns, who is kind of, I'm guessing he's Southern. I'm guessing because the other guy is, but I don't know where they say. Can they say where he's from? But he's
I don't think they say where he's from. Yeah, very religious, prim and proper.
So he's there, and then they got this young fellow. I can't remember his name.
Ho-Jan.
What is it? Ho-Jan, who is really there because he makes a damn fine martini. Literally,
and this character carries on into the series as well. And yeah, I mean, and this was absolutely true. Locals were, found means of making a buck in the camps by doing laundry, by tidying up the place, by coming and selling fresh fruits and veg when they could find it. So this completely would have happened. There would have been a cabin boy, for the camp, and that was Ho-Jan.
That's it. Yeah. So he gets things, and I now we get back to they do some bit graphic. These are the first bits of the movie. Then they're not. It's not very graphic. I'm guessing if they did it today, you're gonna have like a bit more of a bit graphic. But you kind of get where they're going with it, and this is where you get kind of the loudspeaker tannoy moments with them. Also, I'm guessing what they would do. They're working. They're patching up. But they're also having a moment, just like what you like, together, like they're like just talking like properly like that. And I like it how you do get throughout this, and you do get it in the movie. The show, but not so much. But in this movie, you do get it quite clearly. Is the very goofy moments, and then get away. We're being serious. We're saving somebody's life. Goofy moments, and then you've got the kind of levity of the kind of the tannoy over the top, or somebody kind of interrupting them to kind of things. But how then we're doing our job, but we can talk being a little bit silly as well.
Probably the mark of a real professional, to be able to focus and get a very, very difficult job done in the worst of circumstances and still be able to have a casual conversation and witty. I mean, what you get from this film is that as goofy as what becomes the two main characters, Hawkeye and Trapper John, they're goofy, but they're incredibly smart, and they're incredibly good at what they do, which is also what you get, from the television show. The Robert Duvall portrayal of Frank Burns, number one, I had, until this came up on the Wheel of Film, I had forgotten that was Robert Duvall playing Frank Burns. I don't know why. It just, I'd completely forgotten that was Robert Duvall. I think I associate Robert Duvall so much with The Godfather, and with a few other, later films that I forget that he was in this film, and young too. And for the relatively short period of time that he's in the film, definitely makes an impact. And for those who've seen the television series, the ending of both characters, even though Frank Burns, I think, is in the television series for 3 seasons, the departure is the same. They're departed in a straitjacket on both the big screen and the small screen.
But he sets up the second half of the movie, really, doesn't he? I mean, but things. But we get the let's say back to the hospital moment, and it's like that again, and it's what, and nobody forgets it's a 1970s movie, and I have to say that is it's supposed to portray 1950s, and we'll get to that more later in the movie. It's a bit, the language, I don't know if the writer purposely did it. The language in the movie is very 1970s, and then it changes a little bit later to be, oh no, we need to be more period. Like that. So there's certain bits into that, and how they like address women as well. It's 1970s, and then they change it in 1950s. It's a bit odd, but you can live with it because you're getting a serious movie set with a goofy undertone, so you kind of know what you're getting with everything's like that. It's even little things like this. Can you scratch my nose? 100% this happens. I've got my hand in somebody's body. Can you itch my blooming nose? It must be the worst thing. I'm clamping these veins down. Please just go like that. So yeah.
Oh yeah, my glasses would be falling down. Like I would have to tape my glasses to my face, because even goggles, I still can't find a good pair of sports goggles. I've been my entire life looking for sport goggles that actually work on my sister. I mentioned it earlier because of my nasal voice. My sister broke my nose when I was little, and my glasses don't sit right. And when I saw this scene right away, I was like, my glasses would be falling down. There's no way I could do anything with my hands like that.
That's why they invented that little string, isn't it? Was it the goes around?
Yeah, I have the full goggles, like, the basketball players play, for when I'm running and hiking. They don't work. They still slide around my face.
That's it. But yeah, we get like this game. It's we kind of get an understanding that the Robert Duvall, he's not very liked. Everybody else there, like, look, we do serious work, but when we get back to the tent or wherever, we don't have to be serious. They're just like, and I'm guessing like at this point, they're surgeons, so you're gonna be like their minimum early 30s, I'm guessing, for their like that. And they've been drafted quite late, so you're gonna be like the latest are gonna be like 32. I'm guessing they're supposed to be if they went to medical school early, but they're like, they even say like about they've been drafted, so it's not by choice. So look, whilst we're here, we're saving lives, we're doing what we need to do, but I don't want to be serious when I'm off work. And I kind of get that. I kind of, it's like that. I've just been really, look, I don't want to be serious when I'm back in like that. We just need to, but we'll say Robert Duvall's character, Burns, he's always serious. He's always got something, serious, like if he's, praying or whatever, but then even his mannerisms come across a bit things. So him being situated in the surgeon's tent with the other lot, he's not really suited to their antics, let's say that.
Well, he's also full of himself. He thinks he's above them, and again with his praying, and now I need to pray for you to something about, someone says like, how long are you going to be praying there? Well, now I need to pray for you as well, so I'm going to be here longer. It's like, geez.
But we get more, and it's just it's just a little bit, everything's a little bit silly. It's the situations between the scenes of just them doing kind of what they would do back home, but with just a little bit of a silly undertone. Like, well, they're like, we've got this situation. You're at war, and it's like that. I'm gonna do some fly fishing, so I'm getting that ready and like that. So it's stuff you would do at home, but we've got to do something. So always the undertone of you're in the Korean War, because really I don't even think you get a shot fired in this whole movie. If I think
no, I don't think there is.
No,
it's just you see a couple of
outside of during the football game. That's about it.
The starter pistol,
they've killed him or shot him. Don't be stupid.
But it's one of those things like where you, and again in the television series, there is something of them that they've brought from home. Something of their personality. The Colonel Blake character in the television series has the fly fishing. The Colonel Potter series has his horse. Hawkeye writes letters and reads books, you know, so they all have their thing that kind of keeps them as themselves, you know, it's part of their character. And for him, it's this in the television series. I think he was, I kind of, I don't know why I didn't like the Colonel Blake character. And then sadly, the way that he met his end in the television series, then made me go back and better appreciate the character, if you know what I mean. Because Colonel Potter is so different from Colonel Blake, and Colonel Blake was, you know, not a military leader by the book, right? But he was more of the people. He was more of a coach and a team leader than when Colonel Potter comes in, being this, you know, very experienced, you know, from World War I, absolute, you know, stellar with a spotless record, colonel that was going to keep everyone in shape. I didn't appreciate that until you kind of juxtapose the two characters together. In the film, I think they kind of played down on his silliness or aloofness. I think the word is aloof. I think the film plays down on the aloofness, and I like this character of Colonel Blake better than I do the portrayal in the television show.
I think it's like that because this character, you see him he comes in, comes out, comes in, comes out. He's not on screen so much. So he's like the commanding officer, but he's not a commander of things. He's like, oh yeah, I understand, yeah, that's it. And then most of the instructions, come again from the radar. Is like that, who has got it done before he's even thought of it. So yeah, it's good. But yeah, we get. Is this the? No, it's not the scene. I was going to say, is that the scene where Burns accuses the guy of killing someone because he didn't get epinephrine or something, doesn't he, or whatever it was at the time. But this is the priest. Yeah, can you come over here? That one's already dead. Like that. Can you put your finger in here? Isn't it? It's like that. So it's a good little moment. But it's again. But we're getting little bits of the movies bringing up to a standard thing of like the sexual detention. So this is Hawkeye and the woman at the start who's married, but don't worry about it. And it's but yeah, he's on call. It's just it's just a little bit of silliness. They say again they'll go on, but now we get Elliott Gould's character, Trapper John, turns up, who he's a quiet man, let's say that at the start. He's a beer drinker, but would you like a martini? But Duke is trying to get anything out of him. Where did you come from? Back home. Where did you live? I've told you already, back home. He won't give anything away. He's very, very coy. But at that point, Hawkeye has I know you. I know your face, like that. So, and did you already have a mustache? But I've like this movie. I've like Donald Sutherland is the starting thing, but I think Elliott Gould is the main character. I think he
I think they play well off each other for sure. And they knew each other, so they do realize they played football against each other in college. And kind of stands to reason to, that they may have been from the same circles, two really highly regarded surgeons. But yeah, I think they're such a good pairing. This is almost like the Odd Couple pair, the Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. I love these two together. I think they really play well. Very understated for all the goofiness, and we're going to use the word goofy 100 times. For all the goofiness they engage in, it's very understated. It's played really well. It's not overplaying the goofiness, if that makes sense.
And I must say, good mustache. Good mustache. That's a 70s
you can't beat
mustache. That. And always I like, was it? This is gonna have to be a thing. Everybody drunk got given Budweiser,
Pabst,
like those.
That was Pabst.
That's Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. It's an East Coast thing.
Yep. Yep.
I've got to look at
It's a cheap beer. It's been around
Is
for
it?
ages.
With a tin opener, kind of, as added
So
to
you
it.
can go to my channel and see one of the original Pabst breweries in Baltimore. It's a beautiful
been.
building. It's a
There you
castle.
go.
It looks
Never
like a
been.
castle. But yeah, they had smaller breweries around, mostly on the East Coast, and a lot
What's
of
that?
bars. So what Pabst, I think they were one of the first they would produce, the distributor would go to the bar and say, hey, would you like a great big sign in front of your bar, a great big light up sign that would say, Sandy's Bar? And I'd say, yeah, I'd love to have a great big light up sign. Great. And it would be the Pabst logo and real tiny under it, Sandy's Bar. They were everywhere around Baltimore. And if you're driving from like the Washington, Baltimore area to get to the Eastern Shore, to get to the Ocean City beaches, and you take a shortcut through Delaware, there's still a tavern there. You can't miss it, that has the great big Pabst Blue Ribbon sign from like the 50s. It's one of those things that people seek out, nostalgia wise, like gas station signs. Anyway, now, so I did make a small list for product placement. It was really small. It was Pabst Blue Ribbon and Jeep. There's not a lot of product placement here, but there was Pabst Blue Ribbon. No reference to Coca-Cola, which you would have definitely had in the 1950s.
It's blue, white, and red, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that top rib. I'm still looking at the can now.
Yeah.
It's like, because it's red. That's why I thought
it looks like a
Budweiser.
bud.
Yeah.
It looks like a bud.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go back to that mustache. That would not have.
It's all right. It's all
his
right.
mustache.
Not my favorite, but it's
Natty
fine.
Bo is better.
That is not a 1950s.
It would not have been allowed. That would not.
That's very 70s.
That is a soup catcher. That would have been just acceptable in the American Civil War. Come on, that is.
Yes.
That is
Oh my God, it would have been. That would have been. Ambrose Burnside. Has met his match. We'd see the sideburns too later.
The only other movie I think we've seen that is in is A Charge of the Light Brigade. That kind of mustache.
Oh yeah, and the Duelists.
Yes.
I think we had some sideburns going on there too, and some mustaches like that. But yeah, that would not be historically accurate for 1950s United States Army. Nope.
There we go. Bubblegum.
Yeah, that would have been.
Yeah.
From the 1920s on. Yep.
Hubba Bubba. Would it have been Hubba Bubba?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't actually know what were.
Let's see. What were the original
lasting brands?
Original oldest brand of bubble. That's a great question.
Bazooka, maybe Bazooka gum. I don't know
I
how old
bet
that one
you.
is. That one's got to be old.
Double Bubble and Bazooka.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And Fleer. So Fleer had chewing gum, which stands to reason.
Fleer. Wasn't Fleer the cards? Yeah, okay.
Baseball
that makes
cards,
sense.
yep.
They used to have
what cards?
Gum with the cards.
Baseball cards. And they would put the bubble gum in the cards. Fleer bubble gum.
After they stopped putting them in cigarettes for kids.
Oh my God, I know, right?
I still remember. Do you remember you must have had them when they had like little white candy cigarettes?
The candy cigarettes.
Yeah, candy cigarettes. They still,
they put. And then, they used to put the football cards because we had same like basketball, like the baseball cards, but yours are much bigger collectible. But that's what they used to then put them in, and you just go around pretending you're smoking a cigarette. Like, what are you doing?
We used to have ones when I was a kid. They had ones that then had like little like sugar dust that you could actually puff out of it. So like when you blew through the candy cigarette, a little sugar dust would pop out. Yeah, it was very silly in retrospect, but I do believe you can still find candy cigarettes.
I'll bet you can.
Oh, I bet you can.
If you go, you probably have to go like a retro candy shop or like a specific like something that's an actual candy shop.
I bet they wouldn't call them. They wouldn't call them like candy cigarettes or what they used to be called.
Maybe something different.
Sticks.
But
it
would be.
I remember they banned in the UK. You used to be able to get like Coca-Cola bottles, like the gummy ones you can get.
Yeah.
With the pure sugar.
Yeah, but they used to do them like as Guinness and like you have different beers and all
Ooh.
that.
Yeah, no kidding.
And they used to didn't taste like them, but what advertising? Get your kids in early.
I don't think we need to be advertising this to kids.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa.
That's funny. Okay, since we're on retro candy, how awful are Necco wafers? Like, who actually eats those things?
Notoriously, some of the worst candies on earth. I don't. The two that I hate the most are those wafers.
2
And
seconds.
have you ever seen the dots on a strip?
Oh gosh,
The
those
colorful
are
dots.
horrible because you're eating paper.
Paper, and they're just like pure chalk. The dots themselves are awful, absolutely awful. I don't know why those candies exist or who buys them, but they are just terrible. Never ever been a fan of those. That and candy corn, but that's a different conversation.
Don't get started. I love candy corn.
Oh, I'm not a
talk about American chocolate.
Well, let's talk about the history and why. American chocolate was made to last forever, so that it could be shipped over in care packages and meal.
Then change it.
Packages.
Change it now.
Yeah, that's a fair point. He could change it by now.
Well, we all
could change it so it tastes like cardboard.
Well, but
I remember the first time we got like they started like, oh, you can get American chocolate and stuff, and I was like, the first time I did like Hershey. That's been in every movie. It's got to be good, and everybody was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
well, if we changed it back, then our Hershey bars would go from being $1 to being $5, like your like the good chocolate. So people got used to cheap chocolate. So yeah.
Sandy's, Cadbury's, every day.
You know what? They don't make them in it's not Cadbury's, but the Quality Street. They don't make them in the tin anymore. It's plastic.
Yeah.
They're not in the real tin. That's a disappointment. I always would get it for the candies, but also to get a nice little tin. And now they're in a plastic
You can go now and get the tins, and you can fill it up yourself, and then they weigh it at the end.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll have to do that next trip.
Literally, you can get different size ones, so people get like, oh, I'm getting the big one, sorry, 100 quid of Quality Street or something.
Ooh, I would do it. Yeah, Jay, Quality Street is like, it's different flavors of chocolate. So you get like orange and mint and dark and light and all different flavors. It's really nice. I like it.
I've always wanted to try those orange ones you guys have, Stasis, like that, the little balls that you like smash.
Terry's chocolate orange.
Are those actually good? I always hear about them on like
love it.
YouTube shorts and things.
No, I love it. They used to be better because what they did is they used to be solid. So now you open it up and it all falls apart like a segment of oranges. But back in the day, any Brit would know this. You got them, and then you used to have to smash it on the table as hard as you could to get into the thing. Because in the middle there was this big thick bit of chocolate, and that was the best bit. They've taken it away so they're easy to open. Otherwise, you had to do like a corner of a desk and if you got it right on the corner of the desk, they would all fall apart. Oh, yeah, I feel like they are good. I
always see those in YouTube shorts and things like that. I've always wanted to try them.
That is one of my favorite chocolates. I get them anytime. Yeah, I do like it. So there we go. I'm bringing that over if I come over your way.
Sounds good.
Are Terry's chocolate oranges. But you get one now. Get Terry chocolate orange with popping candy in it. Oh, they just mix it up. And when I had it, I was like, oh, what's going on here?
Popping like the fizzy, like the pop rocks candy?
Yeah, and they do ones. Yeah, and it's
interesting.
Like, it pops in your mouth. You're like, ooh, like that. And they do different ones. So yeah, it's great.
Oh wow,
very interesting.
All right, you bring us Terry's chocolate orange. I'll keep bringing you drugs. That's what I mean. Sorry, medication.
That sounds wrong. That sounds
okay.
So wrong.
We didn't to clarify for YouTube. I did not transport medication across international borders. That didn't happen. That never happened.
No, yeah. But I do like a Jaffa cake as well. I think Jaffa cakes are better. But yeah, I like them.
I like a Jaffa
I'm familiar
cake.
with that one.
Oh.
Chocolate, an orange like circle jelly segment in the middle, and then like a really soft like cake base. That's what I
So think of a cookie, like we would say cookie. Yeah. Think of a cookie, but with like a soft cakey bottom, like a orange and chocolate, and it's all cut. Oh, that is Jaffa cakes are really good. I do like.
Sounds good.
Jaffa cake.
They're one of them ones, and Jade's really bad for them. You get like a case of like 12, and I'll be like, "You're gonna give me one?" And she's just like, "Oh my god, I just finished them."
You can't. You cannot eat one. They're like Pringles.
Just like that, boom, boom, and she's like, "You've just opened that." She was like, "Oh my god!" Like, if you want to see a challenge, like Jade is addicted to Jaffa cake. Terrible. You give her a Jaffa cake, you like
the one Jaffa challenge.
Gone. Yeah, it's literally that. But like as kids, like really bad kids, it would be them things like you probably do it like marshmallows. How many Jaffa cakes can you fit in your mouth and eat?
Shove in your mouth.
Yeah, shove in your mouth. It's one of those things. Like, why do you do it as a kid? I'm going to say you can't spit any out. That's the rules. But you can see how many you can get in your mouth and eat and swallow.
They're so good. But didn't they like start that whole thing about because cakes and cookies were
different VAT,
taxed at different rates? So it was like, is it a cake? Is it a cookie? And the rule came down to if it's hard when it's fresh and soft when it's stale, it's a cookie. If it's soft when it's fresh and hard when it's stale, it's a cake. And the Jaffa cake was not a cookie, it's cake because it's soft. And then when it gets stale, it gets hard.
Imagine, and they figured that out just to tax it?
Just for tax purposes.
Imagine that. Imagine they sat in a room and actually discussed how to create that tax.
Our sugar tax thing is literally stupid at the moment. That's it. But it is literally it's people. Oh, we can tax that. Get away with that. All it was originally, the sugar tax was to stop kids like with was it like Iron Brews? Not Iron Brews. Red Bulls and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
the Mr. Beast one, whatever that's called. I don't know, like
Prime, the Logan Paul one, and all that.
And now because they taxed all of it, and then kids were still buying it. Now they can't buy it unless you're 16 or 18 now. I think, like them sugar energy drinks. So they went, no, that's it. I was like, well, that buggered up your tax. So what's the next thing to tax? So yeah, it's shoot yourself in the foot. Really
wild.
It's like sugar tax.
I just can't imagine that many government officials sitting in a room or in court proceedings deciding whether or not it's a cookie or a cake just to tax it. That is crazy to me.
It actually was taught in law school. I'm not kidding. This was taught in law school.
I bet you that cost millions and millions of dollars.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
To try to work it out like that committee. It's like
nothing better to do, huh?
I found the local Pabst Blue Ribbon sign.
Oh, nice.
This is the sign.
That would be nostalgic, though. I'd love to have something like that in like a man cave or a game room, collector room, whatever it is, your bar downstairs. That would be a cool piece to have.
Yeah. So and then others would come around too, like Natty Bo, National Bohemian would come around and say, "Yeah, here's a sign. Well, and look at the little tiny at the bottom. It's the name of the name of the establishment is really tiny at the bottom, but the great big Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. There was a great jingle. Never forget that jingle.
Oh,
yep,
you're taking it back. There we go. But yeah, there we go. Bit about food, but we didn't talk about martinis. Who likes a martini? I've never had
I'm not a martini fan, like normal ones. The only one I like is an espresso martini. That's it. It's actually really good.
So I hate that.
No. Really? Oh, see, I love a good espresso martini. But that's about it.
I like coffee. I don't like anything else coffee. I don't like coffee, any sweet coffees, coffee drinks. Oh, no, I hate it. Coffee I love, but yeah, coffee, chocolate. Oh, no.
Well, I'll do mine with some Baileys to give it a little lighter sometimes, but usually I'll go espresso martini dark. So it's basically just, the espresso as it is with the alcohol and a couple little coffee beans in it. I'm a big fan of that, but I mean, that's literally it. There's no other martini I'm a fan of.
Sandy, martini drinker?
I like a good, real, plain old martini or a dirty martini, but I don't like the taste of coffee anyway. So I don't like the espresso martini, and I don't like the flavored ones because I'm like in my drinks, I don't tend to like sweet drinks. So like I don't like Cosmos or any of those kinds, but just a good old, just a regular martini or a dirty martini with that extra olive juice. Yeah, I like that.
There we go, people. So if you see that international drug dealer Sandy drinking a martini, back off. She's on a deal.
We'll trade martinis for
there we go. There's a movie.
Martinis for cold medicine. There you go.
Sandy Hawkeye, international drug smuggler, and dirty martini thing.
Yeah, extra olives and extra little onions. Those are good too. The little onions in there. Oh, they're good.
Yeah. But yeah.
I think I know what I'm having tonight after film.
There we go. But on this, haven't you got any olives? Yeah.
He just has them. Yeah.
Just has a jar of olives, as you would do.
As you would
do. And what country, what island mostly has the most olives?
Oh, I don't know. Is it Sicily?
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
No.
Cyprus?
A little bit north.
No,
Name
I don't know.
Scotland?
Name the
Scotland, big
No,
for
Scotland. No, it's hot. It's
olives? I have no
Mediterranean.
idea.
It's Greece. And
It
it's
is
Oh,
one
I thought you meant
island.
north just in general. I didn't know you
Yeah.
meant north
Oh,
of...
no, north. Yeah, north. Sorry, north. Sorry. Corfu. It's a very
Oh, it's
weird,
Corfu.
very,
Okay, so it's...
very weird thing because it's one of the poorest islands in Greece. So what they did is gave anybody who owned, who could grow olive trees, they would own that land and the land around it, so they could live there for free, and it would be subsidized taxes, and that's it. So they're just full of olives. So yeah, but apparently it's really good because it's so dry and like that because it's like a mountain ridge. So that's it. So most olives,
I love
the
olive
quality
trees,
olives,
and
from Corfu.
there were even some like in London.
I hate
like
olives.
Decorative olive trees are beautiful, but see, they would freeze here. You can't have a freeze. I would love to have olive trees. They're so pretty.
Yeah. So yeah, after our little martini, they go back to breaking somebody's chest open. And I think is this the even when they are doing a prison of war as well. I think this might be the scene where they're trying to they're saving the guy. Yeah, and it's showing the reality that they're just doing it. They got no qualms. You see this in a lot of incorrectly in any war movies is the prisoner wars are treated differently and all that. They're not. The only time that they're treated differently in this is when later on, I can't remember what scene, they're like, is he an officer? No, he's not. Make the stitches larger.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. Yeah. Save on the stitches. That's it. But yeah, but because they're the it team. Yeah, they get curiosity of like, oh, what they're doing. You know, something new that then they're saving people on the front run, the front line, in a very unsanitized, really room. It's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must have been a lot of bad, but yeah, we get the calls, we get the tannoys, and then get a little bit of playtime. And this is where then Hawkeye remembers what Tapper was, and he was on the opposite team. That at college, I think he says, doesn't it? Or yeah, and that they did. I do like these. Are they medical hats? There we go, Sandy. Or just beanie hats, or what are they?
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're surgical. Part of the surgical. But today you kind of have those poofy caps. They look like shower caps. But
yeah, it would definitely something to keep your hair out.
Keep your hair out of someone's open chest. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Not your mustache though. Your mustache.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, we get back. Oh, there we go. Before we end it, it's just there. There. Room.
End the poll.
End the poll. Yes, 50% got it. Was the swamp? People put Bob's Country Bunker. Sandy, where's Bob's Country
Blues
Bunker?
Brothers. Blues Brothers. Bob's Country Bunker. I know every word to that film because my dad would play that movie over and over and over again, almost as much as he played Top Gun over and over and over again.
That is definitely on the wheel. That is definitely on the wheel.
Theme to Peter Gunn and everybody needs somebody. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's one of those movies where I'm like, I don't want to watch it, and then I skip to it, and then I end up watching it. It's like, oh, don't worry about Blue Brothers. Then it's on. I'm like, Blue Brothers. Jay, Blue Brothers.
Jay.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute there.
The blues
not in ages, honestly. I watched it once when I was younger, but it was on like VH1, so it was edited. I really got to give it a proper.
Oh, you got to give it a really good look. That's the ultimate car count movie. Okay,
you have to watch it with sunglasses on.
You do.
A little hat and suit.
Yeah, I'm like, if it comes on, everybody just go like that. Oh. First face reveals, everybody black hat,
but with a full tank of gas.
Yeah.
I'm well overdue for giving that a proper rewatch.
Hit it.
That's it. Yeah. Great. What a soundtrack.
That's the all-time winning car count movie.
But yeah, we get more people, and this is where we get the first introduction of the head of the nurses. She's going to be she is Major Margaret Houlihan.
O'Houlihan.
O'Houlihan,
And in the television show, they just shorten it to Houlihan, but here she's Margaret O'Houlihan.
Yeah, because the O is really what was extending that.
Yeah.
She is a career, soldier. She's, she's going to be in the army for her life. That is her life. You only get a kind of tiny bit about it here when she says about resigning her commission and why that's such a big deal, because the army is her life. Her father.
Well, she says that at the start, doesn't she? She's like, "Where are you from?" "Oh, I see the army as my family." That's it. So, yeah, she probably come from an army. She's an army brat as well, but she gets treated shit in the first half of this movie.
Oh my god,
she gets treated poorly throughout the whole thing, pretty much.
Off the charts, the misogyny in this film. Yeah.
It's a bit. I couldn't remember. Well, I remember the movie. I forgot how. You feel sorry for it. Like, come on, tone it down, guys. You literally. This is getting on to like. It's not comedy. This is pure bullying now.
Yeah, it's beyond bullying, harassment of all kinds. It's not. Yeah. It's not good.
Oh, it's not good. Yeah.
Poor Hot Lips.
Poor Hot Lips. But then, from this we get. This is the scene where Burns is a bit of a. You can see he's a bit of an arse. So this soldier's blatantly dead. He's been trying to revive him. Then he shouts out to the young,
orderly
attendee, orderly, to go and get him. And he takes his time. He brings the wrong needle, and he's just like, "It's too late. You've just killed him." And and it's of course. Trapper has taken a bit of offense, rightly so, because it's not the kid's fault. It's like he was already dead, It's but to take it out on a young chap was the wrong thing to do. So he's the stall, and I think they could have played on this bit a little bit more because to show the harm that could do to somebody,
how it impacted him.
Because you don't really see this character afterwards, really.
And one of I would also agree that it needs to be. I mean, I think one thing they missed, and this was a portion of them, I think, doing a little bit of it, but they needed more of it, or maybe play more into it, even in this spot. And the times they do try to do it, which was giving, Hawkeye and Trapper's characters just a bit more of that like endearing quality. Because they spend a lot of the movie, kind of just ragging on everybody. And like we said, with Hot Lips, at some points, it does get to the point where it's like, wow, you guys are really treating this woman awful. So like these, I think, are the moments where it's trying to showing you that, like, no, Trapper has a heart. He knows what's good. He knows what's right and wrong. I wish they kind of leaned a little bit more into that with his character and Hawkeye's character. And this was a scene where I think they did it a bit, but I kind of wish they, I don't know, maybe showed more of it. I had just a little bit, like I said, more of that endearing side to the Trapper character, because they, at some point they do start to feel a little bit like bullies of everybody.
Yeah.
So you get these moments. I just wish there's a little bit more of it, because you would see just that, that side of him that like, oh yeah, he pranks and he does jokes and sometimes he crosses the line, but he's got a good heart underneath type of thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like everybody said, like today, like with the military, and you always get it, and I'm gonna say, like when you get a committee of civilians telling the military what it's about is a bit of a joke. I always think that's got to be military. But like the bullying aspect to it, you get it. And unfortunately, you really do. And it happened.
Oh, I'm sure. Right, I'm sure.
And like this takes it to a things. But sometimes it's so hidden, you don't even know it's happening. I remember, I'm going to talk about myself. I remember this one kid, and when I was in basic training, and I was older than him by 3 or 4 years, so he looked up to me, but he wasn't very good. He wasn't military material, unfortunately, but he that was his dream, but he always thought he knew better. So when he knew better, he got it wrong and made everybody else do press-ups and stuff like, you're doing another mile run, you messed up. But he was on a different unit to myself, but he always used to come to me and like, oh, what am I doing wrong? And I tell him the kind of truth. It was good, and he fouled, and he kept on fouling, and it was but he would never admit that he was getting bullied, and I didn't know this. I was just trying to be that kind of leader, inspirational at the time. He once got, they literally, gaffer tape. You have gaffer tape, don't you? Like Gorilla Tape.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So what they did, they picked him up off his bed, and the beds are kind of
Lordy.
plastic, like wet your bed kind of things, and they gaffer taped him to the ceiling and let him sleep there for like over the weekend.
Oh, jeez.
So this is the shit. Nobody, he wouldn't open up. Nobody knew about it, and it was only till later, like years later, I was like, like the guy one of the guys who did it was like, oh, one of the worst things I ever did was this. I was like, when did that happen? No guy like that guy left. I was like, mate, that's you're an arse. And even then, but he said, but we were bored as well. We were bored and we bullied, and he was an arse. He kept on making us do miles after miles after miles of run because he knew better. And I was like, Urgh. But it happens. And sometimes,
it's the unfortunate part of, I think, that
there's bullying, but there's also weeding out the weak. And I always say that, but this is like beyond things.
Well,
because they're medics, and I think they could have pushed it more because they've all been drafted because of their medical skills. They're not the grunts, I suppose, like that, who are being drafted to go, you're here to kill. That's it. You don't, you're skill based. If you're not going and doing brain surgery like these guys do. So kind of having the impact of these orderlies and these people who are there, who are probably, I don't know what, a year's residence, and they've been drafted in to help, and then you got these, and the majors and the lieutenants, all that are the thing. They could have played on it a little bit harsh, because this could have been what's the dentist called?
Painless.
They could have done what we get later with his black pill situation. This could have been it. They could have played that whole, I want to, gone that way, as YouTube, once I say self-delete, they could have played on that. And then the surgeons and everybody else, we've actually got to be adults now. We've actually got to deal with this situation. Yeah,
and I think that's kind of what I feel like, is missing a little bit in some of this, in this scene and a few others. You get it, again, you get a taste of it with the Trapper character, as we're about to see, punching Robert Duvall's character in the mouth. I can't remember his name at the moment. So I do think they tried to, show some of that. I just wish they showed a little bit more of that, because it just would have made the two main characters a little bit more endearing in terms of like, okay, they know when to have their fun. They know when the guys are all in on the joke. They may cross the line, a little bit here and there, sometimes a lot of it, but at heart, they're good people just in a tough situation where, the same rules that apply to civilian life aren't quite applying to the life that they're living right now. I think that for people or an audience watching it who doesn't have military experience to know the kind of ins and outs of how these things go, I think expressing that endearing side of them a little bit more helps, remind people that, like, they're good people. Some of the things they do may just be shocking to you, given it's in a completely different scenario than you've ever been in your life, where, all the same rules and things we live by here don't always necessarily apply, whether you like it or not. Again, it's like you said, there's a lot of times it's boredom. Boredom can be the breeder of, bad decisions when you have too much time in your hands. Sometimes when you make the dumbest decisions. And I think when it's an extreme amount of one, boredom, two, you're in a middle of fighting a war, obviously you're going to, things are going to be totally different than, what civilians go through here. So I think in terms of a movie trying to get it across, I think it helps to see that little bit more of the endearing side, to show that like these are still good people with good hearts, and they know right from wrong, even if, sometimes they cross lines and things like that. Yeah.
Especially with the timing of this movie, it's in the Vietnam War. Like, you would think they would try and do that, because then they're not doing a war movie. Literally, she showed a compassion of man.
Yeah, compassion. Well. That's the word that's been slipping me the whole time, honestly. Yeah, that endearing compassion side of these guys.
But yeah, we get him. So he's a bit pissed, and then we get I can't. I'm sorry. She's going to be known as Hot Lips. That's how Hot Lips turns up.
Margaret.
I was going to say, I can't even remember her name. We've said it a few times.
Hot Lips,
Margaret. But I will say, when just talking about bullying in the television show, I actually think they do her character such justice, because it begins with her being the bully, right? Because she is this career military woman who's really treating the nurses really harshly. She's been in the military her entire life. Her father was a general. She grew up that way. And then as the nurses are cycling through, she's really hard on them. And it's really difficult. And so that is what kind of justifies the way they treat her, is because she's the bully. And the change in her character over the years is really good. And it's actually a subtle change, because she doesn't change her personality, but you learn why she's being so hard on the nurses. It's because obviously being a woman in a war zone is even more difficult than being a man in a war zone, and they need to be extra tough, and they need to take care of themselves, and they need to, they're not trained, they're not career military, servicemen. They are coming in to patch up folks who are coming in that absolutely rely on their skills, and they got to keep their wits about them. And so she plays it very stark and very stern, and you find out that it's because she wants them to do a good job and to survive. And throughout the series, you kind of learn that, and then you gain sympathy for her and for her character.
And it's interesting you say that, Sandy, because it seems like it just adds so much depth to her character that, obviously there isn't in this movie. It doesn't have the time to really do that with this character. And to see, I think earlier you mentioned the director of this didn't care for the show because kind of concepts like that. The tone was off, probably a little bit because, or the tone must be different given that it was a show and not a movie. And this goes, pretty into the rated R stuff. But, the idea that maybe exploring the characters more led to that, because it's just an interesting thing for him to critique, because I almost feel like I wish I had more of that
time
development of these characters to understand why they are the way they are. I think like hearing that about her is one. I think what adds a ton of depth to her character. I mean, it's a series worth of a character's history.
And numerous Emmy Awards. It could be, I'll have to look it up. It may be the most Emmy Award winning show in history before all this. I'm sorry to say, like shows like Friends and Seinfeld, who went on and on and on and on, and then became the most decorated because they expanded the categories and there were so many more categories.
But I know Bridgerton's got to be up there now, isn't it? That's got to be the winner.
And Downton for me. I mean, obviously it's Downton and Bridgerton. Yeah. But that character in particular, the actor Loretta Swit, who played Margaret Houlihan on the television show, I know she won tons of like year after year. It was always her. It was always her winning the award. And she did a great job. Actually, on rewatch, I was actually disappointed in Sally Kellerman because she's a stage actress and I've seen her in other productions and she's fantastic. I think she went way over the top in this one. I just think she was, quite over the top.
It's almost like her character just takes such a goofy change halfway through. Like she goes after the scene, the really bad, quote unquote prank that they play on her. She just becomes a total goofball.
It kind of manic.
And honestly, a bit manic. That's a good way to put it. And again, it makes me more interested in watching the show because I like just hearing the development of her character from your perspective of it. It's not only just more depth, but it adds a level of complexity to the character and to the show. The idea of her actually being bullied because she's appearing to be a bully to others, but she's really just trying to get these other women ready for what they're going to deal with in the field, considering, if you can't handle a nurse talking to you poorly, imagine what a doctor's going to tell or a surgeon's going to tell you if you do some, in the middle of a high tense situation. So it again adds complexity, not just to her character, but the story overall for the different characters that interact with her. So just interesting that the director of the movie didn't care for that, because to me that sounds like a good thing.
Maybe he was jealous that he didn't come up with the idea.
I almost wonder. Yeah, I almost wonder if that's a little bit of it, because I think turning it into a series and fleshing out these characters would do nothing but benefit
it. A year after, isn't it? Like, I'm just gonna have a look. What is the series like? It's
2 or 3 years after. Yeah.
72.
Like 1972.
Yeah. So 72 to 83. Yes, Jay, we know you weren't born yet.
I wasn't going to say
it.
Only just for me, as you Brits say. Only just.
But we get back to more of the grit and the things. But then we get Tapper. What has he said? Have you got? And I like how he's gone. I'm not just going to fly off the handle and have a go. Have you finished your shift?
Yes, is your shift done?
And then the worst hit, like it's the worst pull punch I've seen in a long time. He goes like under and doesn't even hit.
Yeah,
that really bad pull punch.
Bad.
yeah, it's yeah, he goes on, but then yes, she has a go again, showing her authority of like what kind of hospital are you running? And he's, yeah, it's yeah, because even though she's a major, well, Robert Duvall's character is a major, so they're all officers, and she's having a go at them in front of their commanding officer. Yeah, so she's got some balls, let's say, just doing that. But the commanding officer is a bit of a wet fart, let's say that in the politest terms. But yeah, they come in, but this is where it would be true. They're having an argument between themselves, and even Robert Duvall character Burns, they said, no, we'll sort it out ourselves. The best situation in that situation is to close that door for 5 minutes and then reopen it again.
Just let them do their thing.
Let them go. But no, we got, and because of what she said, got to be by the book. And yeah, what's name? Kind of like arrest him without arrest him. Let's say that. And it's like, yeah, you can find. He's like, oh. And even when the guy comes in and goes, "You're under," oh, get lost, and they just go off together, and it's just like, yeah, you're not going to arrest me, and nothing's going to happen. I'm your top surgeon. When I go back to my tent, get drunk, do whatever I want around the camp, and then I'm back to surgery. So what is my arrest? My arrest are my confines of this space, really. So yeah, they're not going to really do anything, and he knows that. So, and I think him and Hawkeye, they both know, you know what, you're not going to do anything to us, so we're going to take the piss and we're going to have a laugh, but we will do what we do, and that's going to be tolerated. Do they save lives? Yes. Do they do anything wrong when they're saving lives? No. Then just let them do what they want. If they're happy and it gets them working and they don't moan about working, done. That's the deal. But we get a bit of more again, it's this the command officer, okay, yeah, that's okay, do what you want kind of things, and then it's and then this is where he has I can't believe one of the generals has gone out to a football game and he's out there fly fishing. He's like, oh god, and he's like, it's again the quirk, again goofy moments, we're gonna call it a goofy thing. But yeah, it's now Hawkeye. He's she's not a major. She's the new piece of skirt. Let's say that. So he kind of starts to, I'm going to try and chat you up, and realizing, oh no, you're not that kind of gal. So yeah, she straight indicates, I'm here I'm work, I'm this, and I'm prima proper. So yeah, he's like, oh no, we got one of those on our hands. And I think that this bit must have been scary. Literally a blackout on that, and all they do surgery. And I would have thought I understand that you've probably done it because something is coming, but literally a flashlight. That's it. Sorry, I'm just going to cough.
Yeah, I can't imagine trying to do. It's hot enough to just get to your circuit breaker with just a flashlight. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh my god. But it's like if surgery had surgery and you go into the theater and it's like glowing lights everywhere because they want to see everything, and then they're like, "Oh, we're going to do that. What's going to have a shadow on one other side?" Mm-hmm. So yeah, and this must have happened all the time.
Oh, sure.
And they just went, "How do we leave it? We're going to sing a song. Let's have a little song." So that's how they carry on with the whole surgery. We'll have a laugh with that song that somebody made out about the lights going off. So yeah, it's funny. But whilst we get back into again him trying to chat her up, and it's. Is this where I'm lost where we are? It's more goofy in this, isn't it? Oh, this is where
it's hard to tell sometimes because there's such a lack of story throughout the whole thing. You just kind of got to remember like which joke is this or which punchline were they setting up? Yeah.
Well, this is where Burns and her start to get a bit of connection. They realise she hates them all, and so does he. So they've kind of they've got a bit of a unity, and they got a little plan is to write to the general of like, this is a bit of a not very well run. And 100% that letter would have gone straight in the bin. Like,
and that's a running theme through the early seasons of the television show, that because she's so well connected through her family and through her career, she is writing letters about the ineptitude of everyone in the hospital. And they don't know that she's doing that. And there are visits from generals, and there are inspections, and she's really a snitch. And it comes a little later, again, as her character develops, when she learns to appreciate, the teamwork, and she learns to appreciate those who don't always go by the book, still have the same goals that she does, which is to make sure they save lives. And she's kind of that, every classroom has that kid, the one that reports out on, to the teacher or to the principal. That's who she is. And it takes a while for her to develop, out of that, and for her, you also learn, like, she's an only child, and growing up in a military family was hard on her. She never had friends. You actually find in a few episodes, like, she never had friends. And so she doesn't know how to connect with people. And then she finally does. And I think her character, along with, Hawkeye and some of the other main characters, you really see their development through the television show. And like you said, you kind of almost, want a little more of that in this film, just so that you appreciate them just a little bit more and understand why they're acting the way that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, they come up with to get that thing, whilst we get we got that Tapper was going to be made the head of surgeons, but because he just got arrested, he can't announce it now. He can announce it later. And this is kind of at this point as well. We've got the celebration of Tapper, and then we've got them to having a moment. Then it's she backs off straight away, like goes very professional, and it's like, well, I'll see you later. I leave the door open. Whilst we get Tapper and the lot doing How to the King, isn't it? Like that. I think this is that scene as well. No, it's later, isn't it? Is it later or now? I can't remember. But yeah, so but with this bit is, this is the first prank kind of thing. So yeah. Where
and they get right to it. They do not waste any time, these two.
No, they get right, but yeah, unfortunately, somebody's I'm gonna let this go on the intercom where everybody is.
You could say tannoy. We've figured it out by now.
Then no, because the intercom and then the tannoy. Then they think it's funny. Okay. They're then they say, "Oh, we'll let the rest of the I don't know what
the camp.
I'm trying to say camp, yeah. To listen to on. So yeah, it's the prank of them getting it on. And they get to like everybody's at surgery, and it's they like, ooh, Hot Lips is at it. So this is the moment of not just her demise, but very much of Major Burns. He's about to lose it, let's say.
Oh yeah.
And I say it, they underplay it a little bit. He's losing it, I think, in the movie. He should have proper flown off the handle, let's say that. But yeah, she gets sniggered at everywhere she's going. And again, she's trying to be professional, but like she doesn't know what to say because she knows what they've heard. But this is where, Hawkeye takes Burns just to the next level. Just pushes the buttons on him to find out whilst they've got an inspection going on. It's we get a radar and the other guy. They're listening through the window or this whatever thing of what are they saying? What are they like that? Well, they're talking about anatomy, sir. Oh, that's good. It's again, you're listening to the conversation and then radar passing of another conversation. And again, we've said it 1,000 times. It's just goofy. And then of course, Robert Duvall, character, he loses it and punches away. until he gets dragged away in a straitjacket. I think this needed a bit more.
Yeah, it feels a little
very
extreme.
fast in the film.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. If you wanted to just get him out of there because it's not working out, you got to relocate him to a different group or something. That's one thing. But to end up in a straitjacket, I was a little bit like, wait, what? How's he in a straitjacket? Like, it was just a fight. Trapper punched him in the mouth, basically sucker punched him, and didn't get any kind of straitjacket. Yeah. So I was just a bit thrown off why a fight led to that.
It's interesting because people who may not, 20, 30 years from now, who may have seen the television show and then they see the film, they're like, oh, the film just shortcutted the TV show. Because in the TV show, you see Frank unraveling, right? And really, truly, due to Trapper and Hawkeye, just relentlessly picking on him. But he does deserve it because he is just a pompous twit. They call him Ferret Face, by the way, in the TV show. But you see his unraveling, and you also see kind of the big punch to his gut is when Margaret gets married. And when Margaret gets married to someone else in the television show, he loses his mind and gets essentially carted away in a straitjacket. What happens is he ends up deserting the camp to literally chase after Margaret and her new husband while they're on their honeymoon. He shows up on their honeymoon and then gets taken away to a psychiatric hospital. So it's the same ending, but in a much, drawn out over several seasons. And I could just imagine, because for me watching this, I'm like, oh, they got there, but they got there really quickly. Whereas in the television show, it's, there's so much more to it.
Yeah, they needed a couple of days at least. Like this, seemed like it was the next day.
Or just another event to progress it too. Something to really just explain how he's in a straitjacket. Because straitjacket's pretty extreme way to take somebody away. If it was cuffs, handcuffs, I'd be like, okay, I got in a fight, arrested, whatever, he's going to face his punishment. That would have made the straitjacket was just such an extreme jump. That just screams something, absolutely crazy happened. And it just felt like we missed what that thing was.
Yeah, they just need a couple of times where they just, I don't know, they kept on saying that what he was saying to her over the town like that a couple of days. And then he went to see the Padre, and then the Padre went, we need to commit him. Like that or something, it's something. Yeah, it's something. Just the next scene is him being, literally, carted away. Is a bit, okay, that's the end of that character. And this is where Hot Lips' character really does change. This point of the time, she's now really strong. The next bit, isn't it? But this is really her kind of demise into being a strong, independent kind of woman, into being a bit of a buffoon and being a bit.
Yeah, I didn't like
I
that.
don't know what you want. Yeah, it's a bit onto that, but yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine the character that you see fleshed out in the television show as Margaret Houlihan being a cheerleader. It just doesn't jive. She would be the last being
maybe being a cheerleader, maybe, but
and that's
going
the thing
into being a bit like I'm running the cheerleader lot, but how she's just stupid. That's what it is
for me too.
Like she blatantly went to college, and I hate to say it, you would know how. I don't watch your American football, but I at least know what things are about it. And if I was at a school where it went, I would know they would have a pistol gun.
Oh yeah, she grew up an only child as well. So in again the character lore, she probably played boys' sports.
Yeah,
she probably did. So that.
And even if she didn't know much about the rules, things like that, it's like the times in which she cheers, like the cheers she's like. Yeah. They just, again, I know that it's a comedy, so they're going for the comedic value. It just seems so strange to put her character in that spot based off how the character starts to how it is now.
It would have been better written if when Robert Duvall character goes, he's had the breakdown, and then she's had to go on to some antidepressants, and it's made her a bit loopy.
Something because it's just such an extreme
we'll give her a couple of pills
because
keep her here. Yeah.
And I get some of it later on because there's one. Well, I think that's the scene we just went over when they're in the operating room, and one of the doctors, I think it's Trapper, actually says to her, you might be an insufferable pain in the ass, but you're a hell of a nurse. So it almost starts to set up like, okay, maybe she's kind of gaining their respect as a peer now that Robert Duvall's character's maybe out of the picture, and she's becoming a bit more like understanding of how, you know, the camp works or the group works. But then it just, from there, it just switches. So I'm like, all right, this is the point where she kind of gains the respect. She's kind of one of the guys, so to speak. But then it just changes into a really cruel prank that they pull on her, and then she just devolves into like this dunce, this dummy who's just like the comedic relief. That's like where I just don't see where it came from. And even when, you know, we'll get to it, obviously she starts to have, you know, a relationship with a different doctor. I mean, well, yeah, a different doctor, a different part of the group. And you can see like she's kind of hanging around them more, and like they're playing cards and everything's cool, and she's kind of part of the group a bit more again. But then you get to the football scene, and then she's just this as the what's the other guy's? Is this guy's name Hunt? Is that his name? The guy who's in charge of everything here? I can't remember his name now. Blake. Colonel Blake, I thought it was Colonel Hunt for a second. Colonel Blake, as he says, calls her a nincompoop or something. Like she just becomes this total nincompoop. That's like, it was just odd, just an odd character change or character progression.
That's it. But yeah, now we get the confession of Jay? What was his name again? The dentist.
They do call him the jawbreaker as well, I believe.
Yeah, jawbreaker.
Or no, I think they call his procedure a jawbreaker, maybe. I can't remember. Maybe they say like painless. You got a couple jawbreakers today, or maybe they call him the jawbreaker. I can't quite remember, but they throw those two names around.
But yeah, this is where
I think that's a double entendre, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sandy. I didn't even think of that. It very well may be.
I think so.
Given
I'm not going to go any further.
as he's referenced as the most well-equipped dentist. I hadn't even thought of that. I hadn't even thought of that.
Yes, her smile at the end says it all. But yeah, this is where the padre is a padre, isn't it? Is it a padre?
They call him Padre.
He's
I don't
Catholic.
know if they
I mean, he's a priest.
I don't know if they're just saying that because
they call him Father. They call him Padre. They call him everything.
Right. I would imagine if you're Spanish, you would call him Padre, not Father. I think that's it's just, you know, they're using the Spanish word.
Yeah. But he kind of goes to he's not in the best way. He wants to for YouTube, self-delete himself. Can you have a word? He's not in the best way because he's the reasons why he's went to make love to a woman and nothing happened downstairs.
Equipment not functioning.
Yeah, there we go. Very polite way of saying it, Sam. So yeah, he's goes to what is wrong. So he kind of tells him, and I like like the reason. This is literally 1970s. Literally. How are we going to do this? And this is where, Goofy, we keep saying the reason he wants to, self-delete is because he no equipment working, and now he must be a fairy. He's never done anything with anybody like that. But it's only time. It's only time. It might happen. So we it's I've got to do it before I turn that way. What are you talking about?
How ridiculous.
And like the comedy in it is the idea that somebody who's, an incredibly good dentist, and you would imagine a very smart individual, would be foolish enough to think that that's how things work. Like that's essentially the joke there, to think that just because, your stuff's not working, it means you're something different. And it's so ridiculous, but it does, add to just a little bit of silly humor.
Yeah, and that's it. And I also think it's to get the song in as well again.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. But yeah, it's you've got to help me. So yeah, okay, we'll get to your things, and the comes in. He gets everybody there to discuss the matter of what they're going to do, and they've got a little plan. We don't really know the plan really so much. Is that they're going to accept what he wants to do. And but he's like, I don't know how to do it. It's like, you're doctors, you must know a way. And they come up with the black pill.
The black pill.
The black pill's got to be the best way. So they're all like, yeah, well, if that if that's the way you want to do it, it's very like coy. Like none of them's going, what, no. They're like, let's just let this happen. And then they get the padre kind of on board. Is like, no, don't worry. I know it's against your rights and all that, but it's not real, so it's okay to be there. You can give him these last rites. And then they kind of do this Last Supper moment. This is the TV is like that. And they literally...
It's very dark. This is like really macabre, this part of the film. This is where it goes, like when you talk about dark comedy, this goes really dark comedy here.
Yeah. Is it? Well, they've even got like the coffin ready. And that's it. So yeah, it's... all things, but we get to the point where he's like, it's time. And he's like, well, I better sit down. Apparently it's fast. And then, they do the song called for YouTube, Suicide is Painless song. And they just do it in a silly way. What a silly song. What a stupid song. What was it? Was it a hit? Was it?
I don't know. I think it's like an irony thing because I mean, obviously, it's about something not, it's about something bad, something awful. But it's just got such like a hauntingly pleasant melody to it. That it's such an ironic song, and I think that's got to be what the musicians were going for.
I don't remember.
It's very interesting. I had never heard it before this.
It is.
Never heard
It is the theme tune to the series.
Really?
But without the words.
But without the words, yes, I remember that's
right.
It
is exactly.
It's very grim lyrics, but the melody
exactly
is
the same tune. And even at the end, it credits the song and gives the name, but that is the theme tune at the beginning and the end of the show. Yeah. And of course, as a kid, I didn't know that's what it was called. I was just humming the theme. I swear, and even I wasn't going to say this, but even in my like 8th grade band, we played this song.
No kidding.
Like Kitty Band played this song because we were playing TV tunes. Yeah. So
I mean, it's a incredibly pleasant melody, but when you mix it with the lyrics, it becomes this like hauntingly pleasant song. It's a very interesting song. I've never heard it in my life, but immediately I was like, wow, this is a very interesting song.
It's like easy listening.
A heavy death metal remix. You would understand. Okay, that's banned. Like a minute as they've got this literally la 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 la.
It's got that very like 70s kind of hippie melody to it. That it's very of the time in terms of how it sounds. And
it's not
just
50s,
maybe the irony of the
song.
lyrics is something that's like maybe it's a kind of political or social statement of the 70s or something. That's my best guess at how it came about because it's just such an odd combination of lyric and melody.
I'm trying to think of a movement that would have been in the 70s except for the Vietnam War.
Maybe just any, and I don't even know that the song's from the 70s. Maybe it's a little older. Maybe it's from the 60s.
Was there a euthanasia act or something that went through? There might have been.
Or maybe just something this band was
for the film. No, it was written by the son of the director. It was written by Robert Altman's son. Yeah, he was 14.
It's a weird song. That's what I'm saying. There must have been. Yeah, Jade's probably right. There must have been some movement or something.
Well, just some kind of statement they're trying to be made with it or something. It's
like, guys, carry on talking. I'm just going to keep coughing.
His 14-year-old son wrote the song, and
really,
I think Daryl pointed out in the chat, actually made more money on royalties from the song than his father was paid to direct the film. Wow,
interesting. I mean, I'll be honest. It sounds so weird to say because of the content of the lyrics, but it's just. Again, it feels weird to say, but like it's a good song. It's a well-made song. The melody is just it's stuck in your head. It's catchy. It's very pleasant to listen to. And then when you're listening to it with the lyrics, the irony of the lyrics mixed with that melody, the uplifting kind of smooth melody is just kind of really makes you think like, wow, what is this song trying to say? Like what outside of the upfront nature of the lyrics. Again, to me, it immediately felt like some kind of song that had some political meaning or a statement trying to be made at the time, because you just wouldn't normally mix such heavy lyrics with such a light, pleasant melody.
No.
Credit to the songwriting there. Again, obviously, it's grim. It's a grim lyric.
14-year-old
That's even more impressive. Like, wow. Like,
that
one. Well, yeah, I guess there's that too.
Red flags.
But even when you listen to the lyrics, like it's a very well written song. The poetic nature of such a grim topic, the way he writes it is like, wow, the kid was a hell of a writer. I mean, congratulations to him for that. Also, as the father, you might want to like, dude, how did you come up with this? Is there something I have to be worried about?
Yeah, we're gonna have a little sit down.
But it's such an interesting song.
But yeah, back to so he's off. He's they all say their goodbyes, and I like it. Like someone you threw like what's it? I think it's Radar comes in. You threw your this is the other time we only see the orderly or something. Is you threw your education away. Like that. But everyone else is like giving him little silly things until we get then Hawkeye. His plan is in place. Is the lady's been having off with what we sort of start of the movie. She's going home tomorrow. She thinks she's getting a bit of Hawkeye, but no, he's got a plan of I'm guessing it's a really strong sleeping tablet. I'm guessing that's it. Is his plan is, well, when he wakes up, make sure his equipment does work.
Take care of him.
Take care of him. And that's it. And she's like, no, until she's like, oh, go on then. That's it. So that happens, and then of course all we see, well, we don't see anything. We just see her, getting on the away in the Jeep to go on go back home, and then we get Hawkeye sees Jawbreaker having breakfast, and he's like, yeah, hi, how are you? Morning, yeah. Anyway, I've got some, I got something to do now, and he's just like, yeah, he's absolutely fine, and dandy. Doesn't even the situation doesn't even have to be brought up. So Hawkeye's very pleased with himself, and of course we get it's not on this scene, but we get a very happy, smiling lady. Let's say that. So he's the rumors of him are real. Let's say that. He's quite a fella. Let's say that. Then we get this is the POW. Don't we get? But we get more again, more scenes, and again it's these scenes. It's quite interesting because like when we get these scenes. And they're talking, but we also get the tannoy over the top. And I think having this there, it's showing that these scenes like quite grim. They're like an ER scene, like you're getting all Grey's Anatomy. But having that in the background really does like help with the movie itself. And then we get sunbathing.
It is interesting though, because when the scenes are very serious, the announcements seem silly, right? Like, here's tonight's movie. When the scenes are silly, the announcements are incoming wounded, and it's serious. I think that's purposeful. Obviously, it's kind of just balancing the two.
That had to be an after edit. They were like, oh, how do we make this? Because the scenes when they're doing the surgery, they have to be long to show that they're doing surgery, because if they don't, it's going to be a bit weird, because you think, but they're serious. They're literally, and you don't want to drag that down. So I think that has to be it makes it drop and up and down. Like, we're not doing a hospital, we're not doing a drama, we're doing a comedy, but we don't have comedy within the serious parts. But when we do the comedy bits, we need to show that we're in a serious situation, like an area. So yeah, basically. But we're all back. I wonder if this is a thing on every base when they get a kind of thing, is to put the markers down. You see it in every movie of like how far away is it from home, Moscow or wherever.
Yeah,
it's literally everyone does it. It's like, okay,
I think it's also people like to share where they're from too. Like at my, I've had workplaces where we've put the pin on the map for where you're from. I think it also kind of brings the team together to, wherever you're from, hey, you put your place on the signpost and how far it is from home.
Oh, we did that. We at home, where all the places you visited.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think it's quite cool. But yeah, we've got the next this is the breaking point for Hot Lips. Is the last prank that kind of well, what's it called? Breaks the camel's back, I suppose you want to call it. It's women's shower
Yeah,
time.
this is horrible. Yeah, this is just absolutely horrible.
This is the one that's really like, no longer a prank. This is not good.
Yeah, it's this is beyond the point, especially the women get involved as well. So they all kind of just all go and
I think that's what really drives it home too.
Yeah.
Excuse me, is the idea of like, one, what they do is awful to her, but then the idea for her that like, oh, it's not just like the couple jerks, it's everybody. That isolation that you make, or you make somebody feel that's kind of what really drives it home. Like, oh, that's cruel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, having everybody ready, and they're all it's drum rolls please, and then of course we get quickly skip over, but and then her, and I always think this bit, like, again, like, as a woman, and this happened, you saw this, and and then you saw her really in distress, you're running there to get her out of that situation.
Yeah,
you would
seriously.
Like, and then hopefully a lot of men go, mate, the prank's done. It's
and I think that this is one of those parts where I feel like the whole, all these characters just seem to lack compassion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, it's one thing to pull a bad prank that goes, that you realize immediately as you pull it, oh my God, this was way too far. It's another thing to then still sit there and laugh and play music over it and all. It's that little bit of like, I thought at first it was going to be them quickly realizing like, oh God, we went too far, and some kind of then bonding moment for her character afterwards. But again, no, it's just they don't feel like they went too far, and she just becomes a complete nutcase afterwards.
Yeah. Well, you can say that, like, she goes off to the commanding officer who's just finished getting his end away, I suppose, like that. And it's like, this isn't a hospital, this is a mental asylum.
Insane asylum.
And it's because of you. And it's like that. And he's just like, what? Like that. And he's just like, and his response is crap. So what, do you want your commission? And she's like, what? It's not she's a good, like, we know she's a good nurse, like head of the nurses. She wouldn't have got sent there. Him to just go, you know what, I'm not going to deal with it. But he's a weak, like, we get
he's
this.
Very
like,
weak.
He's a weak command. He's like, you know what, everybody's doing their job. I'm riding out the war here, and like, it's a job.
To be honest, everything she says about him here is 100% true. That he's weak, and it's because he doesn't reprimand them or have any control over the camp that these things are happening. I mean, she's kind of spot on. Entirely.
But yeah, she's started to lose it, so she shouts in here. And I think the worst thing is when he says, "Go on then, I'll call you bluff," and he knows she's committed. She has to that. And I think maybe that's what they were trying to say while she goes a bit loopy and like that, a bit stupid now, is she's towing the line, but they didn't. Okay, there's towing the line, and then there's personality change. And she has a personality change. But yeah, from that, now we get away from the camp. Our first away from the camp scene is somewhere in South Korea. Don't know where. But this is where they get, they've drugged the poor
Ho-Jon.
fellow is because they don't want to kind of lose him as their martini maker, really, like that.
And and maybe they care about him. They don't want him to get drafted.
Yeah. But we get that. This is a weird. I get it. I don't get it. Is when the camera woman comes up and they're like, "It's very Vietnam." That wouldn't have been 1950s.
No,
I guarantee that wouldn't have been. It's so Vietnam. You get it in Full Metal Jacket.
Yes,
they do that scene.
Yep.
It wouldn't have happened. It would have been still. Well, a journalist career with no way you're gonna get some like bits of your stage, her just coming across people and then asking questions. You know what, they could have said the really wrong thing, so they would have been vetted. So him, it's it just got to completely wrong. But on this, at least the doctor examining knows what they will do, so he kind of goes
to
up,
get around it. Yep.
He's got high elevated blood pressure, high pulse. I'm just gonna leave it for a day to get over with it. So I don't know what the draft was. I'm guessing it was like the draft limit in the in Korea for the Koreans, but I'm guessing it was same like for the Second World War. But so if they wanted him to stay, and he would have known the tricks. Like he would have gone, you're using him, kind of using him as a Batman, and so it would have been, he's still eligible. We need numbers. So it's off. But like I think that kid, like with the Bart's here, he did quite a good job. Like that, acting like that, he did what he needed to do. But it's
so. Do you recognize the? I don't know if you got the let me look him up because now I've forgotten his name already. The actor who's playing the doctor.
One on the right.
Yeah, so he is from the television show. I believe he's from Barney Miller.
Oh, he's going to be down on that.
I don't know if you had that television show. You probably didn't
What's
get
it called?
Barney Miller was kind of a
Barney Miller.
Yeah, a kind of
IE or Y?
A dark comedy. EY Barney Miller, and the actor's name is Jack Sue. And he's this doctor, but he plays a police detective in the television series. He plays Nick Yamana. He's in 101 episodes of Barney Miller, and his name is Jack Sue. And for for that kind of like, again, it was a comedy, but it was also some drama in that television show as well. He was probably a pioneering Asian American actor at that time on television, and this is where he was. This was probably his debut. He was on he was in The Odd Couple. Okay, so he was in The Odd Couple TV series for one episode, and then he was in this film, and then Barney Miller. So this is where he got his start. Jack Sue, and he was probably someone who was honored quite a bit for being a pioneering Asian American actor. He also had stage roles as well. So Japanese American actor. Born in 1970. Boy, these, now these things just they start like these actors were old when we were watching them, and they're long gone now. But because Donald Sutherland was born in 1927. How is that possible?
Well, was Elliott Gould? He's 1938. There you go.
Oh my gosh, he's still alive, right?
He's still alive.
I believe so.
Oh my God. 1933 is Tom Skerritt.
Tom Skerritt, 1933. Oh my God, he was in Top Gun. Like, okay, that's how old we are.
Oh, Sally died.
Yes, she did.
She died 4 years ago, 84.
Mm-hmm.
That was old. Donald Sutherland was 88.
Yeah,
and
he
was 95, 96 or 95.
Jeez.
There you go, Robert Duvall. That's it. But and then you got.
I mean, we're reviewing films that were out slightly before we were alive, slightly before I was alive. You guys still had a ways to go.
Odo died. When did Odo die? He died. Sorry, I'm going to call him
I think we talked about that last time. What did we say? 2017?
2019.
2019.
70, only 79 though. Sorry, I'm going to blame my nose. Carry on.
Yeah. But we're starting to review films that are almost contemporary to us that had older actors. But now, as time has gone on, they are old actors, or sadly, they've passed away. I mean, again,
unfortunately,
growing up watching MASH reruns and Barney Miller reruns, look how young he looks. So in the television show, in the Barney Miller show, this character Jack Sue looked older, and the squad room, because they were all detectives, they weren't young, so they were the older. In fact, Abe Vigoda, who played Tessio in the Godfather movie, and he was old in that movie. He was super old in Barney Miller. So these were the older guys. Not that they were washed up, but they were detectives. They had more street savvy and knowledge, and sometimes they were at odds with the police department, the cops on the street. Another really well written television show with a really good ensemble cast. There was Jack Sue, who's the Asian American actor. There were, and they did this on purpose. There was a gentleman of Polish origin. There was a person of Jewish origin. There was a person who was from the city. There was a person who was like super smart, like super smart, from like New England, kind of like the Charles Winchester character would have been portrayed in later episodes of MASH. Anyway, so not to divert, but it was just surprising to see Jack Sue in MASH, and it was his first major role.
There we go. Then I'm going to make you feel old later because there is
there's a lot of old
actor.
Here.
No, there's an anniversary for a movie, and an actor is in that movie, and I'll tell you later. So yeah, they don't get away with the getting off things, but yeah, it's now it's a bit of golf again, legendary thing, and I like this because they're more pissed off that helicopters are landing. Like again, it's they're being. Oh God, they're bringing.
It's an imposition.
They're bringing in the casualties. I wish they wouldn't land here. So yeah, and they nearly break the umbrella. So it's again, but this time it's not a thing. It's a lieutenant who is coming in because a senator's son is being shot, and yeah, but near the heart, and they're like, well. They take the mickey out of this guy.
It's really not that close to the heart.
But they're allowed to have a bit of an R&R. He can go to Japan. So he's like, okay. And he says, I can bring somebody else. Hawkeye, you coming? Yeah, I'm coming. And they realise by the x-rays very quickly, yeah, that's nowhere near the heart. But whilst they're telling this guy, oh, we need you prepped. You might die. No, this is the only cases I've ever seen since medical school. But yeah, they're off on their kind of jolly, and then kind of save the guy to Japan. So they quickly get to this army unit to. Well, they kind of just really storm into the hospital. So this is
they're kind of really jerky. I mean, really jerky.
They're trying to make. I'm guessing they're trying to say, look, we're beyond everybody else. Nobody can stop us. Look who we are. They're like trying to act as they are the celebrities of the surgeons. Let's say that.
There's a sense of entitlement with these two that's very off-putting.
Yeah, especially in this, like. The Bob, she's just a secretary. I'm guessing that.
I know, poor lady.
What asses they are to, and they're like, she does the right thing. You can't just come in here. Who are you? Well, yes. What a valid question. You're in a military base. Who are you?
Right. And that's kind of the thing. The phrase you just used is perfect because that's kind of the thing I find with these two characters is that a lot of the things they complain about or have issues with or act this way about is other people doing what's seemingly the right thing. And it becomes a little bit hard to really get behind these two characters because of that.
That's it. But they get they're supposed to be, Sandy put it out, they're supposed to be the odd couple, but they're kind of, sometimes they're a bit annoying because at this point, she does it right and you're the arseholes. And then you get it with this
yeah, the whole umbrella thing.
And again, it's a bit of it but they have the undertone now. Maybe it was different if you watched it in the 1970s because the undertone they give to women is weird because I'm going to say it now, but everybody going to women didn't have the positions they do now in society they did in the 1970s. So maybe our mindset of watching this now is going, why do you treat women like that? But now
I definitely think, there's a portion of this or a good portion of this humor that is dated in that regard. And it's one of those things you have to just take it for what it is. You know, it would be, in my opinion, silly to get offended by it today. It's just again, this is cut from a completely different time. So you have to just kind of take it for what it is. Whether or not those jokes make you laugh, that's going to be up to you and your viewing experience. But I mean, it's not something I think to get all up in arms about. It's more something to just be, try to put yourself in the frame of understanding this was the 70s doing a movie about, the 50s. This isn't current, day stuff. So, whether or not it makes you laugh is a different conversation. But I think, you got to take it for what it is. The problem for me is just that, again, it's like you said, when you mentioned Odd Couple, to me, it's like these guys don't feel like they have a lot of chemistry together. Don't get me wrong. And I think you could compare that chemistry to the Odd Couple. It's just the idea of they're kind of both the same thing. So it's almost an overbearing amount of that jerky, entitled, arrogant.
They don't compliment
each other right. It's just a double down on it versus, you've got the Odd Couple who are two different personalities that somehow work and, mesh together as friends. This is more of just two of the same. Together. That's heck, there we go. This is more of a case of just kind of doubling down on the same kind of personality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, they're very like. I think it's different because you get the kind of 1970s vibe with the women working thing but in we said it in Dirty Harry. Every woman was doing the secretary, like the supporting role secretary or something else. There was no women. They just undermine even. Yeah,
well, even when you have a woman who's in a position of respectability and power with Hot Lips' character, they still don't respect her or give her any kind of So acceptance at their level or as they perceive their level to be. So it's again, it's of the time. You have to understand that.
But then the characters do switch and change because you get this where they go in, they're rude to the nurses here. They're like, even if they can get me a nurse that won't get her tits in my face when I'm operating. Okay, you're being really rude.
Again,
to these
why are you so aggressive with these people? You're the one in the wrong here.
I want a steak. The other one's
How would you like your steak?
But then they're saving the kid's life. They like doing what they got brought here for. They're completely right to this general, whatever he is, the get this dirty fellow out of him because it's sterile room, and he just marches in without that. One, he would know better,
which he should know.
Right.
Thank you.
But he wouldn't be in there if they had if their entry to this situation had just been the right way to enter the situation. Like he's in there because he might not even know that they're actually performing surgery. Maybe at this point, he's just trying to figure out why all these people are complaining to him that these two, jackasses just stormed into the hospital. Again, you would imagine at this point he would know, like, well, they are in surgery. Like people are opened up in there, so don't, just go barging in. Yeah. But again, definitely shame on
they're in a hospital
into a sterilized room like that. But again, you could put a lot of the blame on the two characters who, kind of force him into that position.
But then, they kind of save the life, get him out of the room. They know they're going to be they're on about golf. They know this guy who's he's working in a brothel, who they've also attached the hospital to fund for the locals. Okay, like that. So you know what's going on. So he's like, look, come here, we're moonlighting, come and have a look, and I'll get you sorted out. But this time we get the MPs. Running after, and they get kind of drawn into the. Is a colonel like a general, whatever it is? I think it's a colonel, isn't it? Must be.
But, I'm guessing a colonel. Yeah, I don't think a general would be in this kind of position.
But they're putting in his room, and they're all pissed off, and they just kind of they put him in his place. They kind of do, and they're like, it's Do you want to tell the senator that you were the one who undermined the surgeons that kind of saved the son's life? Even though they know any surgeon probably could have done the job. But it's kind of again, a tone of it is just not just look, okay, slapping the wrist, we were wrong, we wanted to get in there and quick. They're just uppity about it.
Well, and that it's that arrogance that again, it's just off-putting because this colonel or whoever he is, he's not necessarily mad at them for having done the surgery. He's mad at them for all the things that they did wrong getting to that point. And again, here it's like do you want us to tell, whoever in Washington that you interfered? It's like, again, no, he didn't interfere. You guys were assholes.
Yeah.
And he's trying to, reprimand you as somebody of his stature would. Again, he's technically doing the right thing. It's just you guys are just who you guys are.
That's it. But then, in a moment, they change because they do the right thing.
Yeah, and again, and this is that trying to add some of that, endearing quality, that compassion back to these characters after they do something that's kind of, being a jerk.
Yeah. So they're at a Korean restaurant waiting for the ladies to turn into ladies of night. I don't know. I do like Korean food. Oh, good Korean restaurant. Oh, it's good food. Good food. Good food. That's it.
Korean barbecue, very good.
We don't have any good around us. And my daughter just came home after her class today. She and some friends went to Chinatown in DC, and she just said they had really good sushi. And I just done a video a few weeks ago around Chinatown, kind of decrying how bad, some of the really good restaurants are gone. And yeah, they were old. And the one I used to go to, like, would be the big Mongolian barbecue in front of you, and not like a hibachi, but they had all the fresh meats and vegetables and everything around this big, huge display, and you would just point, and they would grab what you wanted and they'd throw it on the grill, and then you'd tell them what kind of sauce you want, and they would whip it up for you, and it was so fresh and that place is just not the same. It's not the way it is. So then she came home and said, "Oh, we just had the greatest sushi." So I'm like, "Where?" So we got to go check it out again. But we don't have Korean food here at all.
We have in a place called Surbiton in Surrey. Surbiton, no, it's not. It's near Surbiton. It is New Malden. New Malden is Little Korea. Surbiton is near there. Surbiton is famous for a train station that is used in Harry Potter. Little film buff. But in there, they have the restaurants are in warehouses, and I didn't know this until my dad took me. And you go up to a warehouse, and it's just like a warehouse door, and then you go into it. Looks like it's like we're in a why are we in industrial thing? You go in, and all these industrial units are all little restaurants. You go in,
no
and
kidding.
they're set up like this. So you go in, and it's like you get transported into Korea.
That's
great.
Cool.
Okay, next trip we're doing it next time.
The food there, you just go in, you like, I don't know what I'm ordering.
It's a plan.
Jade,
Jade,
like
make the reservations. I'm there.
That's
Next
it. But
trip.
it's so good. It's like, one of them ones you come out, you go, I feel like I'm going to die of food, but I want more, but I can't.
You're gonna
It's
die
just one of
happy,
those-
but you're gonna die really
when
happy.
you get them, when you get the food sweats, you like a meat sweat.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, so good. Yeah, that's one of them places. It's so good.
Oh,
Yeah,
it sounds wonderful.
But yeah, but when you get there, you'll be like, what should we order? I'll be like, I don't know. Like that, because everything
it's
is
like
good.
too much.
Everything
Too
is
much.
good. You just like, what do I think? It's so good. It's like that. But yeah, Korean food, good. That's it. But lucky, yeah. So I remember one time we ordered something and it was like, it moved.
Goodness.
And it was a fish.
That
It was a
would be a
fish
no.
thing. No, but they moved it because they put some scales on it. So it looked like the fish was dead, but they did it in a way that made it look like it was moving.
Oh, God.
And because they put these heat scales on it, and they did it in like this mist thing. And I was like, I don't eat fish. That is freaky. And I was like, but I'm just like, I don't know. And Joe's like, I'm going to poke it to see if it's like. I went, that's your dish. Like that. And she
Yeah,
said,
I could do without the optical illusion there. I'm good.
I was like, oh my God. But it was like, yeah, because it was so like weird. It looked like it was swimming on the plate, but not moving. It was weird. And I was like, that is absolutely bizarre. But yeah. But I've eaten live stuff. It's very weird. I'm very one of those people who,
and I don't think I'm gonna.
one thing's good. Anybody doesn't say is Thai cockroaches. Really weird because they're fucking massive, and then the meat in them is really good. But it's like eating an oyster. You have to suck it out.
No.
No, everything about that sounds terrible. I'm good.
I love oysters.
Every last part of that sounds awful. Crunching through the exoskeleton. I'm good.
Grasshoppers are nice. They're just like frog's legs, though. They're like that. So
No. Well, when you come here, we're
I would
gonna
eat
have
frog's
good
legs
oysters.
before I do any kind of
frog
insect.
legs.
I'm
Frog
good
legs
on
are
insect.
boring. They're just garlic and butter. It's like,
yeah, I'm not super interested in having them, but I would do that before insects.
Cockroach. Yeah,
I'm good with bugs.
Yeah, but the thing is, us and you, we're one of the only countries that do not have insects as a major protein on our diets, aren't we?
No, we don't. We
let
the other animals.
As far as we know, you don't know how much insects are making it into your food.
No, that's true.
Oh, yeah, that's
as far as we know, it's not part of our
I do eat a lot of food trucks.
They do eat a lot of insects. Don't
I mean, and no disrespect to anybody who does.
Honey,
clearly we might be the minority in that, but I'm all set with insects. It's not for me.
So
I'm also not. I don't eat a lot of seafood. Like I don't do a lot of
cockroaches for you.
Oh God, no. And there's people. I'm not a big on fish myself, so it's not just limited to insects. So don't think that I'm making fun of anybody's culture. I'm good on bugs. I'm good on fish as well, for the most part.
Here we go. Here's a fun fact. We called the French. We call them frogs, and they call us roast beef. Yeah.
Oh, really?
But back in the time when it got invented, it got mixed up because we ate the frogs and they ate the roast beef. Literally, sometime in history,
I always wondered
got
why
swapped.
you call them frogs.
Yeah, it's one of them things. Yeah, we were called the frogs and they were called the roast beefs. Yeah, because it's very weird that we had. We're a seafarer and we have loads of frogs. Yeah, very, very weird. Very weird, but that's it. Anyway, off food topics. We've gone food topics. We've gone from candy, chocolate, Korean food to frogs. There we go. But yeah, this is where he having a Korean. I don't know why they didn't put this in subtitles. They didn't. But yeah, they get asked. We've got a kid. Can you come and have a look? And they're going. I'll just give her some. What's that liquid? That blue dye called? What he says?
Oh yeah, I forget what it is. And yeah,
but get the blue dye down them, send them to that, and then we'll be there in an hour. Let go things. And like, she's not allowed in there. She's, is she half Korean, half American?
Yeah,
is she, or half Japanese, half American?
It's the child of an American soldier. Yeah,
yeah. So she's abandoned in the orphanage, and it's can't do it. But they do the right thing again.
Absolutely.
They no, come on then. It's a kid who's ill. We can sort this out really, really quick. And you would hope any doctor would be like, I don't care. You can discipline me much as you like for this reason. But yeah, it's even the nurses are like, oh, what's going on? But how they get away with it is they chloroform him when he comes in, I'm guessing, and then take inappropriate, dirty photos of him.
Absolutely. Blackmail photos.
Yeah, they go, we have the blackmail photos now. That's it. So yeah, but then they get back to the unit. And they just go back to it. It's like nothing ever happened. It's a bit silly, but we get a bit more of now. We get Duke is having it away with Hot Lips because they're back.
She gets around.
She gets out, but this is the thing: is she doesn't like them. Now she's liking them. She's now like, she's just as you say, she's getting around.
And again, even if it's like a little bit of like, all right, you can't beat them, join them. Like, understand this is the environment you're in. You're not leaving because of your, post and all that, and your own personal, career. Even if you want to go that route, it's a little bit of can't beat them, join them, deal with it, try to make the best of it. There was just no progression to that. It just went from basically the scene where they all horribly, horribly embarrassed her to this, and it's just like, what a jump! What a big jump for her character.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense.
No. And then onto this, we get the how to sort out the morale is football game. That's it. That's how we do it.
Keep things American around here.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we got to keep it everything like that. So yeah, they have a plan is to get everybody together a match. So, but they've got a plan. The plan is we got a bet as well. So after they but what they know that nobody else knows is they have a ringer, and I'm not going to say the guy's name because it's seriously racist. But the gentleman there is in a movie that had its 30th year anniversary. a very famous things where the doctor in it was the doctor out of ER.
Doctor in it, the doctor of ER.
Clooney?
Ooh.
That's what I was thinking at
What
first.
movie would it be in?
Oh, Clooney.
George
30th
Clooney,
anniversary.
So
1990.
Is it 1996?
And he plays a doctor in this movie as well.
No. He's the that guy, John Jones. I think he's like.
It's Spear Chucker. It's not a bad.
In the UK, it's really bad.
Javelin, but he was a javelin thrower.
No. In the UK, that's really racist.
I mean, I hear where that probably is, but yeah. But there's a lot of racism.
I've never heard of that term.
Oh, it's really, because of the Boer War and all that. Zulus.
Oh, see, and we didn't have that here. So
yeah,
for us, it's like if you throw a javelin.
No. In the UK, that is a really offensive term.
No, it was even used. So his character made it to the television series for the first, just for the first season. I think the first season of the television series had too many characters, and so a few were dropped by the second series, and his was one that was dropped because you had 5 main doctors, including him and Frank and and it was just too many. So his character was dropped after the.
Now, once I bring up, let me keep talking. Let me that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring up the movie he was in.
Plenty of other racist terminology used in this film for certain.
I've never heard that term in my life.
Haven't you? Oh my god.
No, never.
Well, that is one of the really, really racist one. I'm going to bring up a photo of the poster for the movie.
It's not.
And then,
go on. 30 years.
30 years exactly.
I'm trying to think of 90s Clooney. Like Dusk Till Dawn comes to mind, but I don't think it was that.
You got it.
Is that it? Is it Dusk Till Dawn?
Dusk Till Dawn.
Ah, okay.
Look at his picture. Look at his picture on IMDb. Have a look. You'll be like, oh my god, he is the one who literally at the end with what's the name with the dick gun, I'm guessing they call it.
Oh, I don't know. See, I don't know that film.
You don't know Dusk Till Dawn? Oh
nope.
My. You let yourself
down, and not a Clooney fan. Never have been. Even before Hail Caesar, the only movie I've ever walked out of.
I became a fan of his from the Ocean's movies, and it's kind of stuck since.
No. Have a look at Fred Williamson. Have a look at his face, and you'll be like, "Oh my god, that's him!" If you know Dusk Till Dawn. Well, he's one of the ones.
A borderline child actor. I mean, when he started, he was a teenager in a lot of these, television shows that he would appear in. With he was in the Golden Girls for an episode, and Roseanne.
He was in Starsky and Hutch too. The Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson one. Yes, I remember him. Yeah. I remember him now. That is giving me a complete flashback. Yeah, Dusk Till Dawn, I don't know well enough to have recognized him from
I would not have recognized him from this. I was like, that no. And then when I saw him later, and I think he probably one of those, he got better in the late 80s and the 90s and started doing stuff. I wouldn't have recognized him in this. I would not. He's too young. And then I was like, oh my god, it's the same guy. It's like that. Yeah. But yeah, he's ex-San Francisco 49ers, wasn't it? Or Rams?
Yeah.
Was he?
49ers. The Rams was the other player.
Yeah. Yep. So he's thing, and this is probably right. This is probably true because he's in a different unit because of his color. It's 1950s. They probably did have this. He looks after the Americans who have been. The African Americans, and you look after the white Americans. It's like that. So I'm guessing this was a right thing, was it? No. They make out that is though. Okay, was it? Because they say he's in a different unit.
No, it was okay. It's a touchy time, and I'm definitely not an expert in this area. Different units would have been characterized by the behavior of their commanding officers. Let's put it that way. So if the commanding officer was a normal, good human being, there would be one kind of treatment. If the commanding officer was not, the treatment would have been different. This definitely would have been an evolution from the World War II era.
Was it another MASH unit?
But
for
no, you wouldn't have had number one, there weren't enough. You wouldn't have had, duplicate resources for that purpose. There was not segregation that way, but there was certainly segregation in a whole heck of a lot of other ways, right? Within the unit, there would have been absolute, mistreatment, segregation, racism, etc. But that was through the behavior of the commanding officers, through the behavior of the soldiers, not necessarily because they were set up as separate. I hate to use this term, separate but equal. It's not that, because that's a legal term. But yeah, it would have been really.
They do make it out like that in the movie, though. They really do. Because you have to go to a different unit, because then they get him into the unit, and their Dutch is peed off because he's a Southerner. It's like, what you need me to?
But here's why: it's not about the. It would have been kind of the reverse. So there could have been white soldiers who didn't want to be treated by a black doctor, versus someone saying a black doctor can't treat white patients, which is a slight distinction. But it would have been.
If I've just been shot, I
don't care. Help. Exactly.
Give me the best person in the job. I don't care if they, if they're a bloody alien with green hair. So.
And that is even a that's even in an episode of MASH, right? The episodes of MASH dealt with all of that, and it certainly dealt with discrimination, at least in one episode, maybe more than one episode. But it wouldn't. And Daryl, there you go. Daryl's got the quote. But of course, we can legislate out officially segregation, but you can't legislate how people act. So and you're never going to be able to. There will always be someone somewhere who wants to treat a certain group of people, regardless of whether that's, women or ethnically diverse groups of people, older people, what have you, disabled people, whatever protected category. You're always going to have people who want to treat them differently. But here, I really do. I think what we experience is, if the commanding structure is setting the tone for the behavior, and they are discriminatory, then you're going to see that proliferate through the unit, regardless of whatever laws or rules or executive orders are in place.
Well said. But on this, we get now Ringer. I do like it because the commanding officer is the officer, and he's like, shouldn't we have some plays? Jay, did you play football?
No, I didn't play it. Always a fan, but not one of the sports I played.
Okay, I didn't know how many plays. I'm guessing more than 8.
Oh yeah, your playbook would be much larger than 8.
I mean, like,
what are the arrows?
I do like his little.
You do know what the arrows mean, though.
Yeah, but he's great. Like, that is funny. He's like, this looks great. This is great. What does the arrows mean?
Yeah. And I do like Jones's little joke of. I've got about 8 plays. I think that's all this group can handle.
That's all they can handle.
Because it should be far more than 8.
No, I do like you, as you do in America, as you do when you get overseas. We need a grid iron.
Yeah, have that happen.
Like, literally whap it
this
up.
This is where this film goes off the rails. They've even got.
It does.
They've even got goalposts.
It just becomes very silly.
Now, maybe they do have that. Maybe that exists in Korea. Maybe that's
there's probably
soccer
it was
rugby gold post thingy.
It's like in
Multi-gold.
The first thing they did was build a golf course before they even built their tents. It's like, what are you doing? It's like that, and everybody was like, okay, that's fine. Get McDonald's, get KFC in, Wendy's, whatever. Yeah, before they've even got their tents up. Yeah, okay, that's fine. It's like, I can believe this. I can absolutely believe this because every unit I've ever been to, R&R, making sure you've got what you want, that is home comforts, like America, is there. So 100% believe this. But this, it goes on for a bit too long. If I'm being honest, this sports scene,
it does. It definitely does.
Does it need to be like you? Okay, you're not doing like what's it? Burt Reynolds. What's it called? Oh, what's
the Longest Yard?
The Longest Yard. You're not doing that where it's based on that. This is a very quick. Let's have a game.
Yeah, that's right. That's the problem, is that there's no build up to it either. It's like just this thing that all of a sudden is like, oh, we're moving on to a football scene. Yeah. And then it's one of the largest like single portions of the movie in terms of the time they dedicate to just playing out this football game. So it's like, if there was some buildup in the beginning, like, oh, in a few months we've got to play this game, like at least you're like, oh, okay, we're building up to this big game that's going to be the final ending of the third act of the movie, or like the main piece of the third act of the movie. But it's just a random game that pops up and all of a sudden is the main kind of focal point of the end of the movie. It's very odd.
But you could have done it because they could have taken the Mickey out of some of the other people when they're like, I've never played. I'm 5'5" and I've never played a game in my life, and then getting some of the nurses to, these are pom poms. What? I'm a trained nurse. What are you talking about? And or even getting some of the Korean guys to be like part of the team and make it a little bit more funny. Of like, this is called American football. This is what you do. This is a punt, and them going. Like that, it would have been there. Make it fun, but we've got a game of American football. That's it. Yeah, it's
and yet none of these Americans really know how to play it somehow, which is like again, if you had used like some Korean people that like the kid they had at the camp earlier, I can't think of his name. Is it Hojun? Is that his name? Was that his name?
Hojan.
Something like that. Hojan. If there was more, characters like Hojan who are like, okay, we're going to recruit them to play football, and they, like you said, just the kind of the common funny nature of just differences in cultures where they don't really understand it, and
and the first
it could have been it could have been just like a funny little play on differences in cultures, things like that. But then by the end of it, they start to get it and they win the game. Something. It's just. Again, just very odd. It's just, here comes this football game with, this American pastime, this comfort from home, yet none of the people playing it seem to be comfortable in the sport whatsoever. It just, again, odd.
That's it. But we get the plan is, because it's a game, it's the game, is the plan is to not play Jones until the second half. So they're going to lose. They're hiding him in the, whatever you call it, near the benches,
just on the bench.
In the bench,
just
on the
bench.
And they lose, so they lose the thing. They're getting caned. Was it? They're not getting badly beaten. Is it 18 or 16 nil?
Yeah, it was nothing crazy.
Yeah, until they realise the Rams, their ringer, they drug him. Like that. Yeah, that's got to be really dangerous. Like,
for real,
really dangerous. Mm-hmm. So they drug him. So they're waiting for the quarter to end, where we get again. We get Hot Lips and her little
band of dinglings.
Yeah, they get like everything she's. This is the problem in this whole scene. I don't know if they didn't flesh out the character like this was filmed beforehand or whatever, but everything she sounds like does is a bimbo. Everything she says,
just the total dunce. The cheers make no sense. The time she's cheering makes no sense, and that's like the joke. Like, you got the guy there with the mask shirt. He's continuously kind of commenting about how like stupid she's being. Yeah. And I do love his nincompoop line. I think it's one of the best lines in the movie. But again, it's just like, why? I don't know why they chose to just randomly turn her into the butt of the joke. That could have been any nurse.
Yeah.
That was, that hadn't really had a role in the movie. And like, that's your role. You're the head of the cheerleaders and you're kind of a dunce. But yeah, it was just so weird to do it to her character.
Yeah. But it's even this, like, cheerleaders, I'm guessing wouldn't be able to go to the dugout, like go to the dressing room. Like,
no.
It's just silly. It's just, the plan is to, at the second half, is to up the bet, double the bet at 3-1 odds, and then they introduce Jones, who literally they realize, he played for the 49ers. So he demolishes them really. Yeah, and it's So they're only 16-0 down. That's not that bad, is it? Saying at halftime?
No.
That's a 3-score game. 2 touchdowns, field goal, you're winning 17-16. Yeah.
Except for the Patriots couldn't do that. Burn. Too early, too soon, too soon.
hey, I'm proud of. I'm as bad as that game was. I'm still proud of that team. They had no business being there already. I'll take it.
So there we go. The 3-2-5. If that had gone, Sandy, is that an actual unit? Was that an actual?
Oh, I don't know.
Got-
That was the 325th Evac Hospital, but I don't
Okay,
know if that's
maybe.
actually a real unit.
Hmm.
The television show MASH was the 4077.
Okay. I don't remember them having a games one in there, did they?
They
remember.
had an Olympics, and
Okay.
it was one where
Sorry,
it
carry
was,
on. I need a cough again, really
yeah,
badly.
it was after Houlihan was married to her husband Don Penobscot. I remember that, and they had his unit against the 4077 did this Olympics games, and his unit, they were soldiers, they were all big and buff, and the MASH doctors were kind of little and runty, and so the MASH doctors were losing. But in the very last event, which was like the marathon run or obstacle course or something, Penobscot got kind of full of himself, and he had a huge lead, and it was over uh this guy who was like really a heavy set guy, and um Penobscot started running backwards because he had such a huge lead, and he got tangled in the radar net, and then the big fat guy won, and the MASH 477 won, and Margaret was just so embarrassed that that was her husband who did that. So I remember all these episodes because they kept running, over and over again on reruns. But yeah, that's the only one I remember. And yeah, Daryl, they played golf on the television show as well.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. But yeah, so they got the ringer, and of course, yeah, the inevitable happens. It doesn't happen really in a funny, really way. The only bit is you got some on the blue team smoking, I'm guessing, funny fags. Let's call it that. As we do in the UK. That's what it's called. But yeah, they end up, winning. Boss, everybody's, it's just a bit obvious, isn't it? It's just, it's not, it's like, how can we wrap up a movie? That's it. So so they win at the end, 16-18 to the fourth quarter, and then it's just a bit of a getting back, and then it's a very bit of a quick ending with a weird ending, and I must say that. So we have of course, everybody's happy, everything's, but we get kind of Hawkeye gets his papers, I suppose, like that, and he kind of tells Duke, "We can go home." So yeah, it's and I do like this bit. It's like, I'm in surgery, and he's more of and he goes, "Look, let's be professional about it. Let's finish up." And he's like, "Okay, I really want to go though." So
he doesn't want to wait. He's like, "I'm out of here."
Yeah. But yeah, it's going off.
Oh,
and,
see, I took that scene a little differently. I thought he was a little bit hesitant of leaving because of Hot Lips, because you get that little glimpse of him looking at her and then thinking about his family. I think getting off the plane. So you kind of see him looking at Hot Lips, and they both have this kind of look of like, oh, that means our romance is over. Like, it's one of those. I thought it was a little bit of that kind of inner turmoil. Excuse me, tongue twister. Of, oh, like, I've been waiting to go home. I wanted to go home so badly, but also that now means I'm leaving, the kind of life I've established here thing. That's how I took it, just with
That's
that
little, good point.
With the look at the way they look at each other, with that little slip in the middle of it, of the idea of him running off the plane across the tarmac to his family. I thought was a little bit more of that versus just like, oh, can we sew him up now so I can get out of here? But I mean, just my interpretation of it. I could be entirely wrong.
And who is Hawkeye worried about? Trapper. And he's like, well, you got to go. So yeah, I do like, it's like, I've got to stay and you've got to go because I was here later. So I can't go yet. But yeah, it's a weird ending because they get going and it does what it does throughout the movie. And I'm guessing they didn't know how to end it. They end it with, "You've watched MASH."
It's a very weird ending. Yeah,
and they could have just ended it by just driving off in the Jeep and just fading to credits. That's all.
I think it's this motion picture was MASH. You have just watched over the tannoy, and it just literally has everybody going, and then they just introduce all the characters. It's like an ending. It's just very, very bizarre. It's like, oh, there you go. But yeah, it's okay, I've just watched the movie, and then they just tell you, yeah, you've just
Yeah, they basically confirmed that you sure did.
Yeah, it's a bizarre. I don't think I've ever seen an ending where it's like, anyway, except for when it's like a real like a very strange like what's his name? Oh, I think it's sorry, I'm gonna have to look it up. What's the
Who are you trying
Mel
Brooks.
Mel Brooks movie.
Mel Brooks.
Okay.
When it has that kind of stupid ending when it goes into like
it
a
feels
Blazing
like
Saddles.
it feels like an early version of like a meta ending, where like the movie knows it's a movie and it's letting the audience know it's a movie type of thing.
Yeah.
It feels like an early version of trying to do that meta humor that has been kind of done to death in today's current movie landscape, but it does feel a little bit like that.
If that is true, I'm gonna have to rewind it and find him. That is gonna
really
be great.
Oh my gosh!
I never noticed it.
I wouldn't. Yeah,
I did not either.
When was Rocky?
Shortly after
76?
this? No. Oh, 76 or a little bit after
76.
this.
70, yeah, Rocky 76. So yeah, so 6 years. Oh, okay, he might have built up, but you would think he'd still be recognizable.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look at that now. I'm gonna have to go right. Where is he? There we go. But he might be right in the background. But yeah, that is hilarious. That's it. But Sandy, have you got the numbers?
I do. Let me pull those up. Let's see. Oops. Wrong one. Share file. You know what I had done because I have an account on StreamYard too. It holds my clips that I send out, and I had no idea it was accumulating everything that I've ever shared, and I had to clean them all out at some point. But let's go with the notes first. So as I mentioned, this was based on a book. The book was written by Richard Hooker, and the book was called MASH, a novel about 3 Army doctors. The screenplay was written by Richard Hooker and Ring Lardner. I had never heard that name before, not heard it again. It was directed by Robert Altman. Now, the lady who played Wonder Woman on TV, Linda Carter, was married to a Robert Altman, but not this Robert Altman. So people, I think, were confused that she was married to this Robert Altman because the time frame was the same, but her Robert Altman was a lawyer in Washington, D.C. Just a little side fact there.
Doesn't sound like a common name as well. And
No.
Christian.
Same age range, but Altman was a lawyer here in Washington, D.C. We've mentioned all of the performances by this glowing list of actors, but what you may be surprised at is that this film was filmed in a state park in California. Malibu Creek State Park was meant to look like Korea in this film. Now let's talk about the numbers. You also may be surprised at what a huge box office hit this was. This was during the height of the Vietnam conflict, and that may have drawn many, many people to the theaters. The film was made on a budget at the time of $3.25 million. That would be $28 million today, adjusted for inflation. It made 81.6 at the box office, which would be today $702 million at the box office. Absolutely a crushing number for 1970. But it was only the second highest grossing film of 1970. The top grossing film was Airport, which I had never seen.
Never heard of. What's
always
Airport?
Heard, glowing reviews about.
I thought you said the spoof one.
Not Airplane, but right.
Airplane.
Airplane was the spoof of Airport, right?
Airport.
And then look at number 3. There's Patton. Oh my God, what an amazing film. And then as we did when we looked at 1971, there's always a musical in there during this, time in American history.
Burt Lancaster, Dean Martin, George Kennedy.
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Hello Dolly at number 4 and Z at number 5, which I don't know Z. I'm assuming it's a Zorro movie. I don't know what Z is. This film was nominated for several Oscars, both for Best Picture, several acting performances, and for Best Screenplay. And it won for Best Screenplay. It was entered in the National Film Registry in 1996 for its cultural, historical, and aesthetic significance, as they almost
I think
all
you would
are.
like Z. I've just read what it is about.
Oh, what is it?
That's a Sandy movie. A
What is it?
political murder of a public murder of a political and prominent doctor.
Oh.
Violence demonstrated as a cover-up by the military and government officials.
Had no idea.
It actually looks quite good. I'm like, we'll never heard of it.
Maybe we should add it as a wild card.
I think it's a foreign. Oh, it's French.
Oh, is that
French
why?
movie.
Okay.
There we go. It's a conspiracy thriller. And I'm like, ooh, looks bloody quite good.
You know, it
never
kind of does.
Yeah, it looks quite good. There we go.
Awesome.
Shall I go first, as I went last time?
Go for it.
I like this movie, but I like the series better. And like, this is the thing, as I would have to knock off points not to match the series. I would give the series, even though I really need to rewatch it, but it's a clear 8, and I mean a solid 8. I would say that's a solid 8. This is fun. It has a lot of holes. It has a lot of too much goofiness that isn't connected because you don't have the development. This is a Elliott Gould and Donald Sutherland movie, but they don't intertwine as well as they do in the series, their characters. Yeah. So I've got this kind of pulling left and right onto that. Did I enjoy watching it? I do enjoy watching it. It's a silly little movie. Is it great? No, it's not. It has too many plot developments that are skipped over, especially with Hot Lips. Her character development is shifted so much onto that. It's a movie that should be a series. And I would like to have read the original screenplay, because I'm guessing they cut it up and freshened it out or edited it in a way that gave us this movie. I can see why it did well, because it's an enjoyable movie to watch. It will kind of wash over you, not to watch the movie for many a time, because I think most people will go, you know what, just watch the series. It's more entertaining. It's got a great development of each character, and it's got shocks. This is just a bit too tame, especially for what the setting it's in, and for the setting time it was in as well, for around the Vietnam War. So for me, acting, you can't blame all the actors. The acting's fine on it. I'm gonna go for the editing's a bit odd, and if I gave that's an 8, I'm gonna give this a 6.5. I think that's kind of a fair thing, because I see what they were going on. They needed just to flesh it out. I would love to read the book now. I didn't know there was a book, to see if that development they did
now I would too.
Is in the book, because it's rushed, and it needed to be a bit more gritty. And I think where we get like a little bit of moments where they could have pushed it, they've gone for this time. Calm it down, especially like I'm very hard off the top of my head when I was watching this to remember many that are okay movies. Got some really bad movies that are good Korean movies. I know it's The Forgotten War, but just like there isn't many. So this one, to have what it is and not really give even a little bit of political drive onto what it was about. It just misses a little bit for me. But if I said watch MASH, I'm talking about the series, not the movie. Yeah. I would rather, I'm going to push people to the series than this. No, I enjoyed this, but because there's something better out there, watch the series. So that's me. But I would recommend it.
Well said.
Awesome. Jay, what about you?
So for me, I come in probably a little bit lower on this one. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work for me. I think a lot of what Stacey said, I agree with in terms of the shortcomings of it. It just feels very disjointed. There's no real, kind of plot thread that keeps the whole movie together. It's just a series of events of these guys, at their camp. And, while I think it's interesting to explore the idea of, how people who are in pretty extreme situations and, have to see some gruesome stuff, whether that's just you being in the medical field alone, because I'm not in the medical field, nor have I ever served in the forces, but I do understand to some degree, some of the things these people have to see and deal with and encounter in their professions. I think either one of those fields alone makes you lean on, humor quite a bit to just try to continue to get by through all the things you have to see and deal with. So I think exploring that's interesting, especially when it comes to kind of combining the two worlds in this kind of extreme scenario where you're a medical doctor in the field for a war that's going on. So while I think conceptually it's interesting, I just don't think the execution of it was all that, strongly done. It feels more of like a parody than trying to tell a humorous story in a real setting, or just try to show how in this, extreme setting humor is used to kind of just get by day to day. Which kind of leads me to my other issue with it, which is that some of the humor lands, some of it doesn't. But just in general, some of the things these guys do goes from, I'm sorry if you guys can hear the little one's going down for bedtime. So he's fighting it with every last bit of energy he's got left. The wife's taking care of him, so he's all set.
No.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought. The idea of just, some of the stuff these guys do, it goes from just goofy, pranks and hijinks to pretty kind of cruel things that they're doing to people. And it's not offset enough by their own other examples of their compassion. So it just kind of really makes the two main characters come off as kind of jerks. And I know the idea is to like them. They've got a lot of charisma and I think they do well in their roles. And I actually like both actors and their acting ability. It just makes them kind of come off like entitled jerks a lot of the time. And there's not enough of the kind of offsetting compassion to balance them out and feel a little bit more grounded and real as people. So I'm so sorry. He is going nuts in the other room. He does not want to go to bed.
Wait till he's old. He's like, Daddy, what you
knocking
doing?
on the door and opening it and coming in here to chat on the mic
with sticky hands. Keep the sticky Jamie away from my desk.
But yeah, so for things like that, like I said, I couldn't get behind the two main characters because they just come off as entitled jerks. Some of the humor does land, and I did, found myself laughing a bit, but some of it's just a bit, I think, dated. And again, not in a way that I'm necessarily like, oh, I'm offended by this. It's just dated in a sense of I understand the time it's from. More so, the style of the comedy, I guess, is what I'm getting at. It has that very 70s. Disjointed. We're just going to throw a bunch of raunchy humor at you, like almost to an overstimulating degree where it's like, can we peel back from the jokes a little bit just to get some story? So it's more that, was my issue with the dated nature of the humor, is that it's almost just too much all at once. It's like drinking, from a fire hose. Like, let's tone it down a little bit to get some breathing room between just throwing joke after joke after joke at me. So unfortunately, like I said, it didn't quite work for me. I come in at about like a 4.5. I've been trying to figure out where I land on that extra 0.5. I think I want to give it to it because I respect what it set up and with the show. And I'm actually much more interested in watching the show because some of the things Sandy described seems like it's exactly what I was missing from this, that fleshed out characters to add compassion, to add some grounded nature to them. So they're not just kind of one-dimensionally, an uptight, rigid jerk like Robert Duvall's character or even Hot Lips at the beginning. So they're not making such extreme character jumps over the course of 2 hours like Hot Lips, so that you can maybe get behind Hawkeye and those characters a bit more. It also
gives a good 70s American feel. Like, that series in America, you're like, I enjoy. That's just warm. It's just a warm feel.
like kind of like we talked last week. More of like that timestamp feel than a dated feel type of thing. Like getting that piece of the 70s versus feeling like, oh, this belongs in the 70s.
Oh, what's it called? What's it called?
I Love Genie. Is it
Bewitched?
No, not I Love Genie.
Yeah,
Bewitched.
good
I
one.
Love Genie. I'm thinking
Genie,
of I Love Lucy. I'm getting them all
Love
confused.
Lucy and
They're
all that,
all
Bewitched.
Yeah, no, the ones you can just go, you know what, that was enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that kind of comfort feel.
Yeah,
we
of
call that
era.
home cooking. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. That is what this one. It's just when American show do it well for, especially for an international audience. So
Yeah.
I
Right.
reckon. But yeah,
And that's one thing. Again, I think the fact that it's even driving me to want to watch the show is another reason why I want to give it that extra 0.5. Because it's like when we talk about history movies, that even when they're not super accurate, if it makes you want to go find out more, or see more about in that case it would be researching more about real events, but in this case it would be let me go watch the show that extends upon this lore and these characters and all that. I think it's a job well done, so that's part of why I do want to give it that extra little 0.5. Hey Pete. But yeah, unfortunately, that's where I fall for it. I would still recommend it because this is a well-regarded film. Again, as I always say, even in my own videos, just because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean it's not going to work for anybody. Something has to truly be awful for me to not recommend it. Looking at you, Twilight. But outside of that, I always think, especially when something's a piece of this is. I do agree that I think the show is more iconic, and I think when I think of MASH, I didn't know there was a movie. I've always thought of the show that used to be on TV when I'd get home from school. And I think a lot of people probably agree with you, Stasis, where they're probably going to recommend the show before they recommend the movie. But just for being the kind of first domino and setting up something that's even more iconic, I think is well worth checking out.
Well said. Yeah. Sandy, your pick. Go.
My pick. And as hard as I tried to separate the film from the television series, it is an impossible comparison. As you both have alluded to, even Jay having not really seen the series, and James having seen the series, it is impossible. And it's really it is fine to compare because the characters are all derivative from the same source. I find the film, what it attempted to do, which was more of a slice of life than a narrative story, I can appreciate that approach. I certainly can appreciate the importance of juxtaposing the fun, lighthearted moments that do come out of those moments of boredom in the military when you're just waiting for something bad to happen, against those truly harrowing moments and the really serious stuff, because that's real life. We all live a full, rich life that have all of those elements included in it. The problem is what you both commented on. The characters kind of fall down, and if you were to try to separate the television show from this film, what you would need in this film would be fewer characters. And you would need to, even though we're focusing on maybe 4 or 5, you would really need to focus in on them and hone in on some kind of an arc, anything. I think if you did cut out the entirety of the football game at the end of the film, that's where you would have the opportunity and the time in this film to do that. I think the football game, I know what it's trying to do, right? It's trying to infuse that Americana and show that there are these things that we do as Americans, play football and gamble, that are going to translate and travel wherever we are in the world. American football, by the way, it doesn't fit. The complete U-turn that the Hot Lips Houlihan character takes is insulting, frankly. The complete misogyny that just permeates this film is, yes, it is something I would expect in a Porky's or a Revenge of the Nerds, 2 films I absolutely hate, but I wouldn't expect it in a film like this that is trying to cover a really, historically significant topic during a historically significant period in our history when it was released during the Vietnam War, trying to cover the Korean War. I appreciate the effort. The execution just falls down. I do appreciate the thread of the loudspeaker. I like that element I did really notice that during the lighthearted moments, it was bringing us back to the seriousness, and during the serious moments, it was bringing some lighthearted moments. I like that. I think there could have been more care to be a little bit more historically accurate in things like clothing, facial hair, what have you, even the geography, which they replicated in the television show, but certainly is not the geography of Korea. I give the film also, James, I give the film a 6.5 as well. I do recommend it. I do think it does achieve some pretty groundbreaking things in what it showed and what it was trying to show. I just think the execution missed the mark.
Well said. It's just it's one of those ones. I just because I think Jay, you said before, you've seen snippets on TV of the movie, series, but you've not gone, like, I think it's one of those ones where there are pivotal moments where you need to watch the episodes back to back, but the rest you can just jump into. You will always be able to jump into MASH and things. It's just there is one of those. Though we don't say that often, where there is a movie that got made into a series and the series is better. Normally it's like there was a series and they tried to make a movie and it didn't work. This is like it did work, and it was like, and you can understand because it was such a development of time. They needed to develop 3 years.
Yes.
It's really weird because it's 3 years of a Korean War that they managed to do 11 years out of. Somehow.
It is. And, and that was down to the characters. They created, it's almost like a curse because the film did create some interesting or would be interesting characters, right? From Radar O'Reilly to Colonel Blake to, all the ones we've talked about, but even the characters in the background, they got their due as well in the series. Ho-John, got a storyline, and Father Mulcahy had really important storylines. There's one key character that's missing now, James. Which of the core characters from MASH, the television series, is completely missing from the film? So the character of Klinger, who's always the guy who's trying to escape. Right, he's wearing a dress to escape the army.
Oh yeah, and they do allude to it in the movie, don't they?
With what?
There's one scene where he's wearing a dress in one of the operating rooms.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
And they just literally skip over it. Just like,
that's true. That is true.
So but it's fleshed out. But the series is so much better. And I would, and I mean, like, people might score it higher, but I think an 8 is good because I think, and like 11 seasons, there are some that, and it goes by any series that goes on for that
gets
long.
Close to the end and they go off the rails a little bit.
But that's it. Like we both say, like, even like Next Generation, we both love Next Generation, and there's some episodes that you're like, Jesus, they're sloppy, and
they're
that's
so
it.
bad.
Care,
usually season 1 was really sloppy.
Yeah, but
anything
this,
with
you get that hit and miss. But then when you get those, that is it's kind of, it's non-consecutive, but by time it is consecutive. It's a great one. It's not like I don't know, a Game of Thrones where it's consecutive and they've got to be bangers because you're telling a story bang 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 episode to episode. This, you can jump in and out. It's like Friends. Friends is still a great, like everybody thinks, it's, but you don't have to watch Friends back to back.
Really, you can get any episode.
Yeah, exactly. So there's only a few probably that you need to learn.
Once you've got the general once you've got the general sense of the characters, you can watch any episode from any season.
Yeah, the ending of MASH, I think I've mentioned, was the most watched show in television history, dethroning I Love Lucy before it, with the Lucy has the baby episode. And the ending, not to spoil it, is all serious. It did, for me, it's very controversial because some people hate the ending because it's such a U-turn from every other episode, which had that blend of funny and serious, and the ending is so depressing and so sad, but it brings it home. I mean, war is hell, and that was the tagline.
Sorry, I'm gonna start the best ever war to comedy the war ending. Blackadder goes
Blackadder
forth.
the fourth. Blackadder goes forth. 100% make you cry.
Yeah, it does
every flipping time. And then I watched the documentary about Blackadder, and when the actors are talking about it, when Hugh Laurie and Rowan Atkinson and Stephen Fry are all talking about it, oh my God, it makes you cry even more the next time you see it, because they're all talking about, like, they kind of didn't know exactly what was going to happen. They didn't know as actors, and they were just all told to go over the top. And wow. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, just an epic ending.
I appreciate when they go, no, we need to know. You need to have, this is what war is.
This is how it ends. Yeah. And that was that was the tagline for the whole series. And it comes to an end like that. And people were mad because they wanted something fun and happy. And while one or two characters get a really happy ending, including some real twists, the overall things that happen in that end, are just heart-wrenching. But that's war. That is absolutely war. So yeah, highly recommend the series. And maybe someday when we're all done with the Wheel of Film in like 46 years, we'll do some series, and we'll deep dive into TNG and MASH and all those good series. By the way, this was the 75th Film Club today.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
Oh, this was number 75.
And the best thing is, I don't know what number 76 is. Sandy, do you know what 76 is?
I think Jay knows. I hope Jay knows what number 70. I've
been thinking about it still throughout this entire episode. Okay. I didn't know which one I wanted to land on, but I do have it.
Oh, have you swung? Was it down to 2?
I had it down to a top 3, but
put it in the private, and then I'll put the trailer up. So it's a surprise for chat.
I'm not going to read the private. I'm not going to read it. But you go ahead and put it in. I'm not going to read it.
Oh, but how many did you have? What did you shortlist it down to, at least?
So I had it shortlisted down to, honestly, at one point I had like 5 or 6 movies, to be honest with you. But some of them I actually already had on the list. Was it the list
I gave you?
No, none of them were on that list.
Thank God, none of them.
But some of them were already on the list, so we'll get to it, like The Whale and Banshee of Inisherin, if I'm saying that correct.
Oh, that was so good.
So like some of those I already put on the list, so we'll get to those. These 3 were ones that I didn't put on the list. One of them because it just came out. But I did find other categories in our special picks that I can kind of fit those into.
Oh,
so that's why I landed on the one. Let me put it in the chat now, the private chat now.
I'm not gonna look.
I'm interested now. So I must say, I said this was, before I look at the private, I think this is the hardest because there's been so many bad. But after 2020, this is bad. Now, I
hang on, we didn't explain.
What is my worst batch?
For those who might be watching this episode,
I'm going to look now what chat, and I'm going to.
Yeah, you go do that. Without knowing, we just kind of jumped into this. But if you didn't watch the prior episode, so the Wheel of Film came up with Jay's after 2020 or after 2000 pick. What was the year, Jay? After 2020?
So sorry, just say
after 2020.
I'm trying
after 2020 pick. Okay, so that's
after 2020.
So that's what we're doing now. Just for those who join and have no clue what we're talking about, because we're just talking like what we're talking about, but you don't. So Jay wasn't able at the time to make his pick last week, so he's telling us now what we're going to be watching next week, not 2 weeks from now, but next week.
Right. Yep. And then, guys, just quick thing. I do actually have to jump off right after we watch this trailer because I got to go help. I got to go take over the bedtime attempt here. So I will listen for what we have on the wheel for the week after this.
Okay.
Well, I think what we might have for the week after this, if I may recommend, is going to be Project Hail Mary. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll still do the wheel.
I am still down for that. Just before I do hop off after the trailer.
Yeah, we'll still do the wheel though.
Hail Mary special. Yeah, I can hear bedtime behind me getting a little bit more rowdy. So I gotta. I gotta go.
All right, Jay. Let's see it.
Okay.
Oh, it's an R.
It's an R.
What could it be? I'm not gonna look.
I've seen this. Oh, I can't. Like, oh, there you go. Lion Gates. There we go.
Oh, nice. It is. Okay. I have not.
Ever since I was a child, people said my family was cursed. Mom tried to protect us with God. Pop tried to protect us with wrestling. He said if we were the toughest, the strongest, nothing had ever hurt us. I believed him. We all did.
Might have a problem with his part of the trailer.
Now, we all know Carrie's my favorite, then Kev, then David, then Mike. But the rankings can always change.
What do you want in life, Kevin Von Erich?
More ribs? I want to be with my family. You know, be with my brothers.
You'll be able to mute this out in post-production. Now Rush might come out.
Together, we can do anything.
We're here to restore justice to the Wrestling Federation that our father built with his own 2 hands. The hands that were passed down to us. The hands that will deliver the Iron Claw to you.
So what do you think? Like we're alive.
I love your family, Kevin.
Gonna be an uncle?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, that makes me so happy. Can I talk to you about something, Mom? Dad's too tough on us. You gotta say something.
Baby, that's what your brothers are for.
Feel that? You feel that? That's pressure.
You're pushing too hard. I'm fine, kid. Seriously, I'm just sick. I'm scared, man. It all out of control.
That's a terrible accident.
I should have stopped him. I need to think about my family.
Your job is to wrestle. Live up to that deal, or we are through.
I told you, look out for him!
I just love being out there with you guys. It's the only thing that matters to me.
The Bonner will forever be the greatest family in the history of wrestling. Iron Claw.
I'm looking forward to it. I've never
Have
seen
you never
it.
seen it, Sandy?
No, and I
Oh,
had
it's
heard
really
Jay
good.
rave about it,
It's-
so I'm looking forward
It's
to
actually,
it.
it was one
Is
of
it
my
true
earliest reviews on YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it?
As a
Okay.
big wrestling fan, I was super interested. I had known the story of the
Oh.
Von Erichs, but not in thorough detail leading up to this movie coming out. So when it first got announced, I was obviously interested in it. And the Von Erichs are one of the more famous families in wrestling, both due to their contributions to the sport and the entertainment, as well as the unbelievable amount of tragedy they suffered as a family. They get to a point in the movie where you probably will start to think,
Sandy,
this can't be real.
Sandy doesn't know. Sandy doesn't know.
No,
No,
I won't spoil
I
anything,
know.
but just in terms of the amount of tragedy they've suffered, there's a point when you're
Oh.
watching, you'll probably be like, this can't be real. This has to be embellished.
Oh, when you start,
You find out that there's actually stuff they left out that was even worse. So it's
Oh,
truly
yeah.
it's just a tragedy.
I-
But it's,
I would-
I've always thought it was kind of just it's hard to say incredible. It's incredible in a couple ways. It's incredible in how unbelievably awful it is. Not to use, I know incredible tends to have a positive connotation, but in this sense, it's kind of a negative one because it's just such an incredibly sad tragedy.
It's
But
unbelievable.
also the
It's
perseverance
unbelievable,
the perseverance of the parts of the family that I'm trying to say it without saying too much. So just again, it's just a truly unbelievable story in so many regards, both awful and just uplifting in terms of perseverance of the human spirit. It's a family movie. It's a movie about brothers, love, and just the unfortunate things that can happen in life. So really, really well done movie. I think I hope people
Good.
enjoy it.
I'm
good
looking
pick.
forward to it.
Yeah, I remember I watched it because I liked the trailer. I was like, this seems like a really good story. I think they did the trailers really well before and then I watched it and I was like, this what? And then you start reading, you're like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh my God. Yeah. It's
What? And you goes from like, oh no, that's it.
Right.
And then you're like, I wish they made that story as well. So yeah,
I
good
knew,
pick.
I kind of knew the surface level of what happened
I
to
didn't
the Von
know
Erich
anything, so,
family.
yeah.
I didn't know the true details of it. This movie got me to research and look more into it.
Wow.
And you know,
it makes
and
it a
it's
bit
just
of a hard
sad
watch because it's
story.
emotional.
It is.
as
It
well.
is a hard watch. I've actually only watched it, I believe twice, because it's an emotional watch. It's a hard one. And when you leave it, you just feel a little bit of that awful feeling of, man, life can just beat the crap out of people, unfortunately. But I do think it's an important story, again, for the reasons of, one, learning about, you know, this family, not just about their tragedy, but their contribution to wrestling was massive. I mean, they're a massive wrestling family. So, you know, to not shy away from the good things that they contributed to the sport and the entertainment, just because, you know, so much tragedy followed it. I think it's important to see both sides of this story. So hopefully people like it. I'm a big wrestling fan. We're on the road to WrestleMania. So I thought it was fitting for right now.
Are we on the road to WrestleMania? I don't even
We
know
are.
anymore.
We're well on the road. We are well on the road.
So
The Royal
is
Rumbles
WrestleMania-
happened. Elimination Chambers happened. Essentially, the main events are all pretty much squared away, especially after last night's SmackDown.
Okay.
The main events are all set up and squared away for WrestleMania. Now it'll be just kind of filling out the rest of the cards for both
So it's
nights
before
with the
March
other matches.
Madness?
I
during?
haven't checked the date. It's usually April. It's early April.
Oh,
or
okay. So
I
it's
think
after
last year was late April. So it'll be after the tournament's done. I forget when the tournament exactly finishes.
Cool.
But yeah, it'll be. I believe it's in April again this year. It's back in Vegas again. So. But yeah,
Our
so
resident
that's the pick.
wrestling expert. I
Yep.
love it.
I don't know if I'd say expert. I'm sure people would crush me, but that's yes. So I will pay attention to whatever we decide to do next. And just let me know
We're
in
talking on the
Discord.
private, but I'll speak to the chat and everything. But go.
Sounds good,
look
guys.
after
Take
yourself.
care.
Give a little
Thanks,
sweet
Jay.
little
Hi to little
lullaby
nerd
from
takes.
Take care, guys. Take care,
All right,
chat.
have a good one. All right. Bye. So, the chat, the rules are, if we all can get screen time for Project Hail Mary, and we can get babysitters my end, then we're going to do Project Hail Mary 2 weeks.
Yep.
So we got the Iron Claw next week, and then the 20th, is it? The 20th?
21st for us.
No, yeah, sorry. It comes out on the 20th, doesn't it?
Yeah, but
the movie
Saturday
arrives
would
on
be
the 20th, and we're hoping then to review Ryan Gosling's Project Hail Mary, the second book, is it, or third book, is it, or the next book from the movie everybody knows, and the book The Martians had what's his name in it?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon, as everybody calls it on the internet. That me and Sandy liked. We really like that. And Jay doesn't.
Jay needs
So
an
we're just
adjustment
gonna
on that. Jay needs to take a
rewatch
proper
it,
look
yeah.
at The Martian.
So, that-
And so I've just finished my second read of Project Hail Mary, and a book that I loved.
Are you excited to watch it? Just
I'm
say that.
even more excited than ever after reading the book the second time.
Okay.
And the reason is because, just like with all good books, the second time you read it, you get more out of it. And I'm not going to say anything about anything, but all I can say is I hope Ryan Gosling does it justice, because his character obviously is the pivotal character in the story. I can already imagine.
And there's a Rocky. You like Rocky, the movie, and there's a Rocky.
I have to be really. I'm not going to say anything because there's other stuff too. I just no stop.
I like. I've done quite well because I really want to watch it at the cinema. And I've got Jade really. Okay, we're gonna go. I'm trying to get her to watch also. I want to there's 2 movies I want to watch. Also, the Mortal Kombat one. I really want to watch Mortal Kombat.
Oh
So
gosh, okay.
Just because it looks silly and it looks
Just
like
because
it'll be
it looks, yeah.
Don't know. It looked like, one of them movies where you go, you know what, this is just going to be a lump of fun. And I
A
wanna
lump of
watch it at
fun.
the
I
cinema.
like
A
that.
Yeah, I like. So that'll be it. But this is one I do want. I think it's because I think space movies, when they're done like this, when it's like really epic, like 2001,
Yep.
I love to see that, like at the cinema, where it needs to be, you need
It
that
has to be
expansion
because of what this is.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
to do it right. They have to do
So-
it right. And it is what I'll call it's not science fiction, it's science realism, because when you take like bits of Star Trek or Battlestar Galactica or The Martian is probably the best example of it's all plausible. Like
Yeah.
the detail.
That's why I like The Martian, because it can be done.
The
It's
detail
not
that
like
Andy Weir goes into to be scientifically correct in this book. And that's why on the second reading, I was really paying attention to the calculations and the math and the science behind it. And there's a thing that happens that is like, oh, that's what they meant in 5th grade when they told us this thing in 5th grade. That's what they meant. This book, sort of like The Martian does as well, I think this book does even more of it. It applies everything you might have thrown away in the back of your brain when you were learning physics and geology. Now, in The Martian, it's the botany, right? He's a botanist, and so it's all your plant science. And here it's really more geology, and I'll stop there at whatever else it involves. But oh my God, I finished it this morning and I'm like, okay, first there's the happy, then there's the teary, and then there's the, oh my God, they can't get this wrong. Like I'm so wrapped up in this right now. It feels like I felt like on the sadly.
I'm always hit and miss with Ryan Gosling. Some of the things I do, I'm like, oh, he's nailed it. That's great, and it's a great story. And then some things I'm like, it's a good story, and he just didn't put it off.
Don't do your thing. Yeah,
yeah. It's like sometimes Ryan Gosling does Ryan Gosling. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it like
yeah. Now in the trailer,
I'm looking for the movie, and I understand you're looking forward to it more. I'm looking for it because I did like The Martian, and the trailers kind of got me into that. Like I was like, ooh, so we're gonna go for it. But just in case that doesn't happen, we got something else that may Daryl reveal a Western.
Fingers crossed, Daryl. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed that it does happen or doesn't happen.
Oh, for Daryl. All for Daryl.
Let's say this. So next, the Iron Claw, definite. Then the week after, we'll get revealed for babysitters, everything else. Make sure we can get cinema tickets, all that. If it does, we're gonna do Project Hail Mary. If not, we're gonna do this movie. And if we can do that, it'll be the week after. So this will be the third week. So let's see if it happens. Literally,
Daryl,
we'll probably get The Martian. Could you think? Imagine I think The Martian's on here, isn't it?
We could get The Martian. What other film? We mentioned another film today, and I
2001.
thought, yeah. Well, there was something else we mentioned earlier.
Jay mentioned a few.
But yeah, I'm all for.
Oh, Blues Brothers. It could be Blues Brothers.
That was it. Happy. Yep. I was like, it's going to be the Blues Brothers. Everybody.
But anyway, let's do this then. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hope you're listening, Jay. Okay, it's a J movie.
Oh, it is a J movie.
It's a J movie. Remember the Titans is the American football one, isn't it?
Yep, American football. Yep. Denzel. We've got our third or fourth Denzel.
Disney. This is
no,
Disney,
have we had a Denzel?
I'm not too sure. I don't think we have had a Denzel.
Have we had a Denzel? Hang on, because.
I don't think we have.
We've not had Glory.
2000. It's from 2000, so we got a 2000 movie.
Yeah, hang on. I don't think
this has to be Jay's. This has to be Jay's pick.
This has to be our first Denzel. What else would? Why am I thinking we've had a Denzel film? Why? What is going on here? Let's go to the actor tracker. Denzel Washington.
I can't remember any Denzel.
I gotta update this actor tracker. By the way, Denzel Washington. I don't think we've had a Denzel.
No. Let me just quickly.
I mean, there's so many, but we haven't had one. I don't know. We have not. Wow. Okay.
Was our first Denzel?
It has to be.
I put there you go. I put a few Denzel on, but this wasn't mine. Was it mine? Maybe it was mine.
It wasn't mine.
It must have been mine then. Maybe it was mine.
Let's see.
Was it me?
Let's see. R. Remember the Titans. No one's claimed it, but I put a comment that I disliked the film on the tracker. No one's claimed it. It wasn't me. It was either you or Jay. Remember the Titans.
Put it in something, but anyway, we're watching Remember the Titans.
But I'll give it a fresh look. We'll definitely give it a fresh look for sure.
Well, on that note,
Daryl, do you like Remember the Titans? Let's watch the trailer. Good old American football.
Oh my! So we've had American football and American football. Could they? We have. So hold it. We could actually have American football,
sport.
We got now sports wrestling with a bit of but then we're gonna have space. We've got American again, space, like that, and back to American football. So we have an American theme going on for the next 4 movies. There we go.
You smiling? Why are you smiling?
Football's fun.
You think football is fun?
Yes. No. Certainly. It was fun.
Not anymore, though, is it? Is it?
No, not by now.
No, it's not fun anymore. Not even a little bit.
Zero fun, sir.
All right.
Coach Boone's school board made the decision to put you on my staff. I did not hire you.
Well, I came up here to coach you. I didn't ask to be assigned to your staff, so I guess we're both in a situation we don't want to be in.
If they keep on playing like that, we'll lose every game.
But I can guarantee you this, Coach. I come to win. We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. Get up, boy! Get up! Get up! Get up!
Still weak on the left side.
We're not weak on the left side.
It's not the problem.
What is the problem?
I don't need you up on my face all the time.
I don't care if you like each other or not, but you will respect each other. I want you to tell me something about one of your teammates.
I'm rooming with Blue, sir. He wears those leopard-spotted underwears, bikini style, sir.
Okay, maybe somebody who's not your woman. Each one of you will spend time every day with a different teammate.
Does the term cruel and unusual punishment mean anything to you?
If you lose a game, they'll fire
you. That was Ryan Gosling sitting at that table.
Brother, don't you know me? And your mama went out on the town last night. What did you say?
What happened to you?
Man, I just gave your mama a piggyback ride, and she weighs twice as much as I do.
What's going on?
We wanted to let you know we was going to warm up a little different tonight. We are the Titans, mighty Titans.
We don't let these people know who's going to win state, right?
Right.
Greek mythology, the Titans were greater even than the gods.
We're going to change the way we run.
They ruled their universe with absolute power.
We're going to change the way we block.
That football field out there tonight, that's our universe.
We're going to change the way we win.
We don't let anything, nothing, come between us.
We are changed.
Gotta watch American football.
And Ryan Gosling is in this film.
So we've got to, whatever happens, we're watching Ryan Gosling twice.
We are. Look, there's always a thread.
I don't know if he's in any other movie. So whatever happens, he's going to be in 2 of our things. I don't know him on literally the star of any. What would he be in?
Well, we're not going to do La La Land, okay?
Oh,
and
God,
we're not
no.
going to do The Notebook, okay? I'm putting my foot down on The Notebook. That isn't happening.
Well, maybe it might be one of my picks. Maybe.
Could be.
Romance,
Blade
you.
Runner 2049. Oh,
No.
goodness gracious. He makes some bad picks, doesn't he?
Drive is not bad. I don't mind Drive.
No, Drive is not bad. Let's see what else we got here. The Notebook. Ugh.
There's something about, what's it, when the Pines was forgettable, but it was interesting. But it was
I don't know
literally
that
Drive.
one. Flash Forward. Don't know that one. I don't know. And then he was a kid. Then he was a kid actor in Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Ugh.
There you go. Yeah, stupid. Yeah, Crazy Stupid Love. That's not bad. That's not bad.
You know, I've wanted to give The Fall Guy a chance because I actually heard good things about that. And that was another one of those TV shows like in the early 90s, I think, that was like it was wholesome.
That's,
you know, it was,
Emma Blunt, isn't it, in that?
I think so, but it's about, Lee Majors was the original Fall Guy, the $6 Million Man.
It's okay. It's okay. It got a lot of hate, and I was like, it's actually entertaining.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be an Oscar winner. give it a go.
but just a bit of fun, as they say. And then there's the Barbie movie.
I know where you're going. Yeah. So, but yeah.
He got his. Okay. I didn't watch the Barbie movie by choice. And it wasn't my kids who made me sit down and watch it. It was my husband who made me sit down and watch it with him because he didn't want to watch it alone. Because he thought, but the Barbie movie.
Oh, the Barbie movie.
He didn't want to watch it alone because he thought it would look silly, of course, if he was just sitting there. So I had to sit down with him and watch it. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. And I didn't hate him in it. I thought he was actually the best part of it.
Yeah, I can do without Barbie in my life.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
I mean, I didn't hate if you were a girl growing up with
I didn't
Barbies,
hate it. I just was like, I don't get the hype. I really didn't get the
it was
hype.
it kind of like brings you back to your, if you're a little girl playing with Barbies. But so Jay says The Other Guys is also good. I don't know that one either. The Other Guys.
That is actually, it's a comedy detective movie. With Russell Crowe. It's kind of like good cop, bad cop, like really a bit quirky. It's actually, underrated, that movie. I actually did enjoy it. It's one of those ones that you forget to watch when it's on, but it's actually, it was actually quite funny. It's just a little bit of again, another bit of fun. But I think Russell Crowe's better in it because you don't expect it from Russell Crowe. So
I have to check that out. I'll have to check that out. Okay. I'll have to give him another. I don't know why I have kind of a bleh. I think it's because of when
Canadian?
he was.
Are you
No, I am not anti-Canadian. I love Canadians. There's a lot of Canadians that I like. But I'll have to give it a shot. And I just have such high hopes for this film, and it's gonna freak me out until I see it. So when you just love something so much, when there's a book, kind of like Game of Thrones, I love those books until the books ended, and it really messes with my head still to this day. That everybody needs closure. You need the right kind of closure. You need that story to end. You need to, when you're reading your Miss Marple, you have to know how it ends. You do, whether it's, a mystery or Game of Thrones or whatever. And that's the Game of Thrones dilemma. And then you also want it done well and done right. And that was so screwed up. But these books mean a lot to me. And I really liked what they did with The Martian. My kids love them. I think I've seen it 100 times, but I just got to stop because I have to kind of wipe it from my brain. I'm so glad I read it again. I read my first edition. Thank you to my kids for Christmas. That was my Christmas present, a first edition. And the end is so good.
Get Jay to like it. Jay, you're going to rewatch it as you're listening. Got to rewatch it. If we're gonna do that, got to rewatch it. So you get
rewatch The Martian. Give it a give it a fair shake. But all opinions are welcome. But also, give Project.
Yeah, but you say that he did do Princess Bride.
That's not acceptable. That one is not. That's just.
Jay's listening, but no, that is not acceptable. That is still not acceptable.
There are some things that are violations if you don't conform to the acceptable opinion. Yeah, that's a true thing. So I have to really keep my mouth shut. Just really, really, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who's, if you're not going to read the book, then just don't watch any more trailers. Because the thing that was revealed,
they didn't give much away. They gave probably too much away, but you already alluded to it. So I wasn't too shocked. Jay was like, "Oh, what's going on here? I don't get it." I was like, "There's got to be more to it." So
there's a lot more to it. Yeah, it wasn't.
Forward to it.
I would have thought they would have kept that. There are several.
How long is the movie? Because the Martian was quite needed a long. It was quite a long movie.
I hope it's over 2 hours. Let's see. I hope it's like 2:30.
I'm gonna look what The Martian is. You look at that one.
How long is Project Hail Mary film?
Martian was 2 hours 24.
And oh gosh, okay, it didn't answer my question. How long is Project Hail Mary film? Yeah, 224 was 236 for Project Hail Mary. That's good.
Okay.
That's good because there are like I could actually have seen this being in 2 parts, part 1 and part 2, because there are distinct parts of the parts of the book, parts of the story, and it needs to be told. So I'm already thinking in my head, the one thing that could be cut out that would be fine, that wouldn't hurt the film, but there's nothing else that can be cut out. There's nothing else. The book is a little bit longer than the Martian book. I don't have it right in front of me. It's in the other room, but it's a little bit longer than the Martian book. So good that it's a slightly longer film. And if they cut out what I hope they cut out, it'll be totally fine. But this could have been 2 films. This could have been 2 films.
You never know. It might surprise you. Dum, dum, dum,
oh, that would actually be wild if it did. If it didn't end where.
Is they got? What's these next book after that?
So they don't. They're not related.
No,
not
related. But does he have another book?
Yeah, Artemis is the 3rd in the trilogy, but they're not related.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that one, and I don't know what else he's working on, but yeah, love his writing style. It's incredibly concise. Just like I felt like the Martian film dealt with really complicated science, but in a way you could understand and believe it.
Yep.
That's the way his writing is. It's super concise. It's like the only other book recently that I can that I'll compare it to is like The Cruel Sea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really concise, but that's full of dialogue. Project Hail Mary only has anyway. Shushy.
Well, I have to see. I have to look when I can get to the cinema. I might actually watch it before you two and just.
You probably will, and you better keep your lips zipped.
Well, that's what we did. But that's how film club started. We had to go, and I was like, "What, do you see it? Haven't you?" Like, yes, I won't say a thing. So
that's right. I saw Napoleon before you did. That was hard not to talk about
4 days before mine. I was like, oh no, maybe in a week. Was it 5 days? Maybe?
It was 5 days. Yeah, because I saw it in the middle of the week, and I think you saw it on I saw it like on a
weekend. Yeah.
I
was like,
it was hard because it was so bad.
He's going to ruin his weekend, and I can't stop him because I said I wouldn't say anything.
Over 3 hours of stupid, and
and I've never even. It's been on TV, and I've not even gone. You know what? That deserves a second chance. No, there are movies you're like. You know what? I might have misread that. I need a second chance. That was that bad, and that
so bad.
It wasn't just historically bad. It was just a bad movie. It was just no.
Everything was bad.
Not even deserve
except the performance of that little kid. That little kid who had like 10 minutes of screen time. He was the best.
The rest of it. Yeah,
the
terrible.
Best part of that.
But the birth of Film Club.
The birth of Film Club.
The birth of Film
74 films ago.
But then, so now we got a wrestling, our first wrestling movie, and then back into outer space, more than likely, and then down to earth with a bit of American football. And this is our first, except for MASH, this is our first real American football movie, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember any.
Because our other sports were wrestling and baseball.
Wrestling? What was the wrestling one?
Or the extreme fighting. What do you call it?
UFC.
MMA.
UFC, yeah, MMA.
Ultimate Fight. I'm sorry. Yeah,
so
UFC.
We've had baseball.
We've had baseball.
So
we've had boxing.
Yeah. We've not had ice hockey or soccer, I suppose you want to call it.
Nope.
We've not had tennis. There's tennis movies out there we could have.
Bobsledding.
Bobsledding. Yeah.
Running.
Yes,
yeah. That will be my sports film.
Winter Olympics. Yeah, we could have some Winter Olympics in there.
Golf. Right, Jay. The greatest game ever played. That's right.
Oh, yes, golf. Yes.
That was such a good movie.
Yeah, we could have rugby if you want to play Morgan Freeman and a Matt Damon movie.
There you go.
Invictus.
I'm
trying to think what other ones we could have. Ooh. Oh, no, there is. There's one of mine on there. You can have Formula One. That would be on there.
Oh, yeah. You'd have 30 seconds of baseball if Glory comes up.
There we go.
I just did that on my because Glory was added to the National Film Registry. which I shared the
Glory's
names of the
got
film.
baseball on it.
Just in the first 3 minutes, there's just a few seconds of it.
Okay. Is there? Yeah.
The first 3 minutes of Glory is like such an amazing setup.
I bet you at the end of film club, when it ends, we will have more baseball movies than any other. Because baseball have a hell of a lot
with some
more
reference to baseball.
I bet you there is more.
Because 8 Men Out is on my list.
Yeah, we've already had Trouble with the Curve.
And Field
of Dreams.
League of Their Own.
League of Their Own.
We had a League of Their Own.
We got Field of Dreams.
Sandlot, I hope, is on there. Sandlot's a good one.
Oh, and the ones you hate, the other Kevin Costner ones.
Bull Durham, I hate.
But yeah, he does that other. What's the other one called? The For the Love of the Game.
Oh Jesus!
Well, I don't mind. I can take that. I can take that. And then you've got Robert Redford one.
Oh God, Wonder Bat.
No, there's the other one.
But what was Wonder Bat? That's not Field of Dreams. That's oh, come on.
Robert Redford. What is he called? Not the Rookie. Oh, what's it called?
What's it called? The thingy. The thing's exploding. Oh my God.
The thing's exploding. That really helps.
Robert.
My God. If you were my wife, I would get that. Then think yes, it's that.
The Natural. It's The Natural.
The Natural. That's
I don't like that one either.
Exploding. Oh my God. Jay gets that. Like she goes, you know that thingy? And I'm like, yes, that. And she's like, we've been dating for too long, haven't we? I'm like, I just know your mind. Like that thingy, can you get that? And she would like, yeah, did you mean that?
The
thingy?
random
get
thingy.
Get the thingy from the thingy and get it now, thingy. And I'm like, yeah, you go. How did you know? I just knew what you wanted. That's it. We did it the other day. She would like, I was like, you know that thing? I can't remember. And I was like, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, yep, that's it. Oh, how did you get that? I was like, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. And it wasn't related to what we were talking about. And she was like, how did you do that? And I was like, da-da. That's it. There you go. Oh, the thingy is the lights.
Shawshank Redemption. They play baseball in Shawshank Redemption.
They do.
They do.
There we go. But yes. So we got some sports ones coming up. But apart from Jay, we don't actually know what you're doing. Jay, what are you doing? Except for we know you're taking your kid to sleepy time, but hopefully I see he's doing the short clips, so people
like short retro pixely.
Yeah, they're kind of cool. I
love those with the music.
And it always takes me back. I'm like, oh, that's kind of like that's really
that old
cool.
computer generated 2-bit music. I love it.
So just in case, everybody, here we go. Literally, let's see what. There we go. Oh, is it gonna let me do it? There we go. Remember to follow Jay. But Sandy, what have you got coming up? You got more walks?
I went out this morning. I don't know if I'll go out tomorrow. The weather just is not cooperating. No, thank you, James. But on my my long list of things to edit, at some point I will be making actual real edited video. I've done 2 nice edited
Sandy,
videos.
sorry, can I stop? What is Pokemon
Pocopia? Pocopia? I don't know.
No, we don't know. James doing that. Last
is that
part,
a film or is it a game?
I'm guessing there's because it's Pokemon's like anniversary thing, isn't it? Nintendo and all that. So maybe it's that. Oh,
it is
a new game. There we go.
New video game. Okay.
Check it out, people. Check it out. So
is it trying to? Is it trying? Okay, it's Pokemon meets Minecraft. Okay, so it's not trying to compete with Pal World. Ha ha! I like Pal World. I do like the Pal World. It's
sorry,
all
Sandy.
good.
Sorry.
No, I'm just waiting for the weather to break to get out there and eventually getting some edited videos up on my channel when I find time.
No, nice. For myself, I'm going to be a bit lax next week. I'm sorry, guys. I know you have been. One, I need to go to the garden centre to get some soil. So I'm going to be really old and actually sort out the garden when it starts to sun. The sunny side of England comes out for springtime. The tortoise is out though. Gojira.
Oh my gosh!
He's out. He's not liking it because he had 2 days of sunshine, ate a lot, and then it's been horrible over here.
Aw.
So yeah, he's out, but he's a bit moany at the moment. But yeah, it's good to see him out because I'm always like, oh my god, it's been so long, and every time then he moves, oh yes, he's awake. It's always one of those things that I'm like always dreading that day. Because he's an old grandpa at the moment, so he's in his 90s.
Gosh.
So it's it's one of
Oh
those.
gosh, that made me think of something in Project Hail Mary. Okay, got to keep my mouth shut. Stop. Stop. Well, I think anyone can guess that hibernation is going to play a part of this movie, but
yeah, hibernation. Yeah, every time he comes out, he's like that, but he's like, that's it. So yeah, and it's good. Yeah, kid loves him. He's like that great. He's, he's out, and like it's that moment, and I was like, how weird is it? Because I've got photos of me as my kid's age when
with that same
seeing
tortoise.
the same tortoise.
Oh my god!
Literally, I'm like,
how old is it now? Over 200?
It's like it's 90, probably 96 or 98. We kind of got a range, kind of like maybe a little bit maybe younger if the document was things, but we kind of got that age group. And I'm guessing because he was that size when he was bought, so we're guessing that's from the London Zoo. That was what we kind of got. They said if that's it, that's the age. That must be 10 years adding on something, that's it. But the only photograph we've got is Great Aunt Letty is a photo of her taking it back on the boat. That's it. So 90 odd years ago.
God, that's amazing. That is so cool. And when you see Project Hail Mary, you'll say, oh, that's why Sandy was thinking of the tortoise about that film. Oh, and I did want to make an announcement to everyone who's not in the United States, and maybe those who are in the United States need reminding, our clocks change tonight. We do spring forward tonight. Okay. So beginning tomorrow, we're only 4 hours different from you here on the East Coast.
Ice hockey. I can watch ice hockey earlier.
Yeah. So those games now. When is yours? When do your clocks change?
I actually don't.
This is very early for us,
March,
by the way.
Yeah, our one's when does the
you've got like 3 more weeks.
Is it free? Yeah, March.
The 29th.
Yeah.
This is super early for us, and I think as a country, we're leaning toward not changing clocks anymore because you don't.
I think you got to.
We're not an agricultural society like we used to be. We have
but
lights.
The technology wasn't there when it was done.
Right.
I understand that now. It's all floodlighted and everybody's fine.
Yeah. The only problem is now I go to work again, and it doesn't matter. Hey, I go to work and come home in the dark. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. Yeah. Sometimes in the middle of the summer, I see a tiny bit of sun in the evening, but
no. So
it doesn't matter.
So
we've got very early for us.
Actually, a few more because normally it's only like a week difference.
Normally it's a week. A couple of weeks. Every time it's a week, and this is 3 full weeks of.
Okay, so next time it'd be 4 o'clock start your time, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah, so there you go.
Correct. Right now for me it's 6:45, but next week it will be 7:45 at this time.
There we go. Very nice.
Yep. So everyone,
I hope
let's remember.
Really enjoyed a little bit of the MASH, and I'm going to say it. Watch the series. I really hope you do. Yes. I hope you think you go into series, and then of course the Iron Claw. If you've not seen it, I think it's a Netflix one, I believe. So that should be easy to get. So that's it. I was looking just then to see if we can forward you on to anyone or redirect. There's nobody about. Even Pete isn't streaming. So,
Pete, get your act together.
No, disgraceful. Come on, Jay.
Disgraceful.
Gotta be
Jay, this would be your time.
Come on. Yeah, he could have jumped on and done something else. But otherwise,
there is no one. I know. I'm looking too. There's
our first Zac Efron movie, and I probably think this might be our only Zac Efron movie.
Yeah, I don't have High School Musical on my list. Actually, I don't hate the first one, but yeah.
There we go. But everybody, have a great one. Have a great rest of the the weekend. I've got my football team playing tomorrow, so that's interesting for me because I don't have to cook so much. And Montreal are playing tonight, and unlucky the Caps lost against Bruins, but I'm very disappointed about because they're in the same division as us. So booed Bruins for Jay. But everybody, have a great one, and we'll see you in the next film club. For now, bye.
Bye.